Yeah, but there we go. Am I good? Can you see and hear me now? Let me know if you can see or hear me. We can see or hear me though, right? Are we good? I should be all good, man. Oof. That took a while. I think we're here, baby. Hey, what's going on, John? How you doing? John, were you on the last call we had in the group chat? No, you were not. I would know if you were there. No, you were not. You were not in the last call. You gotta show up on the next call. Hey, what's up, Pookie? YouTube? Nah. Not right now. Let TikTok rock for a second. I've been listening to a lot of Mr. Lucario. He's really solid. He's always says be direct. What do you do? What do you think about that? I already told you guys how being direct works as far as the quality of woman you'll be able to attract. You know? Mr. Lucario likes to talk in the context of, like, you know, the guy who's just starting out and the guy who's not as socially calibrated. For him, probably being direct, being, you know, super direct about every kind of approach he does probably will benefit him in the short term. But I like to approach things a little differently. I say go for the kind of girls you actually want, because those are the ones you're going to be motivated to want to keep being around. Those are the ones you want to see again if at all it gets to that point. And in general, it just makes the game more fun when you're playing the game and winning the way you want to win, as opposed to trying to win in certain ways and then trying to convince yourself you're winning by other people's standards. You feel what I'm saying? I think every man deep down wants to be with the baddest bitches he can get, as opposed to just any girl at all. You feel me? That's my thoughts on it anyway. We're good now? Awesome. All right, we're back in here. We're back in here. What did I talk about with Mr. Lucario? The live is still up there, by the way. You can still go check it out. Literally type in Jace the Pickup Scientist and Mr. Lucario. Video should pop up. You feel me? We back, baby. Indeed. There's no lagging now. It should be good. Awesome. It stays that way. It should. It should. I think I just had like I was connected to the wrong Wi-Fi, essentially. I was connected to the Wi-Fi that's a little further away from me. So the one that's right here is the one I'm connected to right now. So we're all straight, baby. We're all good. We're all good, baby. We're all straight. I am kind of confused as to why I didn't just like connect immediately, like automatically when I walked in this room, but it is what it is. At least we're back now. So, okay. You guys know what it is. You know what I'm here for. Just to pick up scientist, your favorite scientist. Here to answer all questions pertaining to cold approach pickup, warm approach to social dynamics, behavioral science, neurolinguistic programming, conversational hypnosis, and all the crazy shit in between. As far as it's about game, I'm the guy you come to ask all your questions and give you all the answers you need. I am very well experienced, over 10 years of experience at this point. Almost 11 years in a couple of weeks now. So ask me anything. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's see. I got a girl's number, and I know that this guy that's messing with her, okay, she told me they're complicated while he shows her off like a trophy. Interesting. She's telling you they're complicated, and then he's showing her off, and she's allowing that. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time competing there. Clearly, he's the main guy in her mind. Clearly, very clearly. I mean, think about it. When have you ever met a girl that goes, "It's complicated," when talking about a guy that she's seeing, and she wasn't completely obsessed with the guy. Right? Women only say words like that towards the guy that gets them to think the hardest about them. Towards the guy that gets them to worry about where they stand with him and, worry about what other girls he might be seeing and stuff like that. Whenever a woman says she's complicated or it's complicated with a certain guy or their relationship, or she's in a situationship, that's another code word for it, right? Situationship. She's really just saying, this guy is so awesome and so important to me that I'm willing to go through any amount of stress or anxiety to be on his good side. That's essentially what she's saying. So, what are the chances you win in that? Slim to none. Slim to none. Because it's the end of the day, a part of the game is like musical chairs. He's winning right now because it's his turn. So, go get you another girl. Go talk to another one. And that's the best part is that the world isn't running out of girls. So you'll be fine. Go talk to another girl. Let's see. I got this 10, but I'm too much for her for some reason. She keeps removing me from her followers whenever I tease her too much, like calling her a psychopath, or when she says I'm polyamorous and I double down and agree. How do I give her some comfort without turning into a pussy? Well, start with something like comfort building. Start with sending her voice notes, probably responding to her text messages a little faster. But again, like it's a lot of upfront work to put in for a girl you don't even know if you like yet. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate, the real answer to that question is leave her alone, go find another one. She's a 10, but clearly she doesn't have a 10's self-esteem. So you probably want to get you a girl that's a little more consistent and more real in that way. With that said, though, if you do want to see things through with her, just send a few voice notes, go out of your way to try to call her, try to get her attention, make her feel like she holds some importance to you, however you want to demonstrate that, and then go from there. Let's see. I ghosted my girl when she was on her way to the hospital because she failed to comply on something. Now, of course, she's spamming, trying to get back. It's only been half a day. Should I hold strong? What exactly was it that she didn't want to comply to? Let me know. What's the issue there? What's going on? And this hospital sounds serious. So why are you punishing a woman that's clearly ill or sick or has some kind of emergency? What's going on there? I need more details because that just makes you sound straight up evil. Let's see. She called me a walking red flag just now as the reason why she removed me. What to reply? For that girl you want to build comfort with? Teasing her back isn't working because, again, self-esteem too low. So you want to meet her with some comfort, with some grace. You want to say something like, "Oh no, I'm not a red flag. I know I seem like it, but I promise I'm the nicest guy you've ever met. You just don't know me yet." Right? Say something like that. Something that gives the interaction a chance to survive. But again, so much fucking work involved. You're about to do a lot of unnecessary work to get this girl. So, keep that in mind. Let's see. She's at the hospital still? Oh, now you really look like an asshole. You should be, if this girl is important to you, this is a girl you actually love and you want in your life long term, you should be at the hospital checking up on her. Why the fuck are you punishing her when she's clearly ill? What's going on? Well, what are you doing? What's going on? Yeah, she's trying to tell me that she told him she didn't want anything serious, but he's still claiming her. I don't believe her. She's lying. If he's claiming her, where does that confidence come from? That means they have some kind of a thing going on, right? If at all she's saying that, maybe she's trying to, two-time both of you. Maybe she's trying to see which option is better for her. And she's trying to tell you that there's a chance to get her by making herself seem more available than she really is. But clearly there's something going on there. Literally tell her that. Listen, I don't really do the whole, sharing thing. I don't know what's going on. So why don't you sort your thing out with him? And then if, you two, for whatever reason, can't come to an agreement, then come holler at me. But until then, I don't want any parts of this. say that. Let's see. Sometimes she behaves like a 10, but I think she's never had a guy talk like this to her before. She lives in the farm area. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. She's not as socially calibrated as she should be. And again, she's not used to being a 10. Like the reason 10s move like 10s and act like 10s is because the world treats them like that. She's in the farm area, so she's probably never gotten that level of treatment. So you're probably dealing with, psychologically speaking, an 8, maybe a 7 at like the lower ends. But yeah, that sounds about right. 22 here, used to date this girl, a dental surgeon back in the day, but I really messed it up, man. I kind of want to get her back. How did you mess it up? What happened? 2 things. How old was she? How did you mess it up? How long were you together while things were good? She called me a welcome. All right, I read that one. Bro ghosted this girl while she was in the hospital. For real? That's dark game right there. No, that's not dark game. That's just incorrect game. That's socially uncalibrated. That's weird. But again, maybe I'm missing a context. I won't judge too quickly. Let me know what happened, and then we can go from there. But yeah, what's going on? It makes you sound like an asshole. Why would you do that? Hey, what's going on, Fish Army? How you doing, babe? How you doing? In many ways, she's a 10, but probably just self-esteem a bit lower. Yeah. She's like spiritual and esoteric in a bit. First of all these girls have some affinity for the unknown. Every woman, to some degree, likes to talk about shit that they don't completely understand. Right? Whether it's through the form of astrology, spirituality, numerology, religion. Women are very attracted to talking about topics that are mysterious. They like mystery. Now, the extreme versions of that are women who need to use their, mysterious knowledge to be proven right about everything that they are, and they do. And that's dangerous, obviously. That's the girls who excuse their bad behavior by being like, oh, I'm a Capricorn, and all that dumb shit, right? You want to be able to, if you're dealing with a woman like that long term, correct that behavior out of her. You don't want a woman to walk around being that goofy. That's a ticking time bomb waiting to blow. That's something she's going to use to hurt you and herself at the same time. Just something to keep in mind. I'm guessing you meant at a party. You were a party today and approached some sets, but I failed to keep the interaction going. Any tips for that? These girls just be looking at you, waiting for you to say something. Sounds about right. But also, what were you saying? Like, were you saying something and then expecting them to reply? This is why I keep telling you guys. We talked about this yesterday with compliance. You don't ever want to talk to women like you need them to reply you. Right? One of my favorite things to do when talking to women, especially for the first time, is interrupting what they have to say. Not letting them get a word in. Want to know why that's effective? Because it really sends the message that you don't need her to talk back to you. As far as she's concerned, you're just a face. She's just the face you're using to entertain her yourself, right? So you want to carry that vibe with you, like, oh, I'm just talking, I'm just having fun, I'm just saying whatever, and you just happen to be there listening. That makes it all better for you. That's like the first bit of mindset you want to have. Second thing I want to focus on is like your expectations. If you're talking to a girl like you don't know from anywhere, and she's surrounded by her friends, there's a good chance they're looking at and bouncing off of each other to see what they do next. This is something you'll notice a lot in sets. You walk up to girls in a set, maybe it's 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls, 5 girls, whatever it is. The moment you start talking, the very first thing you're going to notice on the body language level is they're going to start looking at each other like this, side eyes, back and forth, left and right. Why? Because they're trying to see what the new acceptable behavior is. But see, within that is your salvation. That's your opportunity to let them know what's acceptable behavior and what's not acceptable behavior. One of my favorite things to do when I'm in the set talking is I like to call that shit out. I will ask a girl a question. If she goes like this to try to, look for the approval of the other girls. I will literally call it out and be like, hey, listen, I'm sure that you're all friends here and you're all cool, but let's be honest. You can form your own opinion about this. Come on, tell me what you really feel. I will literally single her out and call that out. Right? So that helps you to control the frame of what's going on. All of a sudden, it becomes your set, not just a group of girls you approached. You feel me? Just things to keep in mind. Things to keep in mind. Right, it can be goofy on the extreme levels. Yes, it can. 3 months ago, my girl got attacked while she was at work. The guy got arrested. She hasn't wanted to go out or do anything physically. Understandably, any advice? How do I say this without getting like flagged or anything? The guy got arrested. What happened after that? Like, where is he? What is he doing? What is he up to? Right? Because if she doesn't want to do anything, that's really more like, not that you should see it like this. You shouldn't see it like this for your own psychological and mental health. But if we're being honest, that's low-key an insult to you. She's telling you through her language, through her actions, that she doesn't trust your ability to keep her safe. That's what she's saying. She's saying something happened that I couldn't trust him with or for. And the reason she doesn't trust you to keep her safe is because of, more than likely, the way you responded after that happened. After it happened. You're not Superman. I'm not saying you should have like been there to stop it. In fact, there's a good chance you shouldn't have been there or couldn't have been there. But the way you respond to how that happened makes her either feel safer with you or not as safe with you. If I were you, you do everything in your power to show her that you're willing to rain down fire and brimstone on that motherfucker because you need to seek your revenge. That's the first thing. And you actually do. I'm not just saying it like as like lip service. If you care about this girl and she's important to you and you love her, you should make sure that that guy suffers. You really should. This is how you should feel. You know, not to tell you what to do or hear or anything, but you should make sure that guy. I'm gonna try to not say anything crazy on TikTok, but yeah, handle business, man. If he got arrested and he's somewhere in a jail cell or something, maybe he made bail, who knows? Figure it out. Figure out where he is. He was a homeless guy off the street. He got arrested the same day. He wrote an apology in court. So you met him then. You saw him. He was in court. You know what he looks like. You've made physical contact with him. Okay, cool. If he's homeless, that means he's easy to find. See, here's the problem. You let the courts handle business, and in our society, in our civilization, that's what you should do as a normal, law-abiding citizen. You should let the authorities handle it. The problem with that is now your girl will feel safer with the authorities than with you. And it's you that has to provide the protection. It's you that has to seek the vendetta if it's necessary. It's you that has to enact the revenge. That's how she feels safe with you. You are the protector. Not the courts, not the police, not the fucking court systems and the judge and the prosecutors. You are. You handle business. So if she doesn't want to walk outside, that fear is there as a result of her feeling like you can't handle business. So go handle business. Or at the very least, I think for most girls even, they don't even need to see you do anything dangerous. They need to know that you're willing to. Right? So figure out how to tell her through your actions and words that is the last time anything like that will ever happen again. And that you will not rest until you paint the city red with the blue. Let me chill out. Let me chill out. This TikTok. But yeah, I think you get the point. She doesn't feel safe going out with you because of you. It's your fault. Let's see. She hasn't wanted to go out. I already answered that one too, didn't I? How are you, Deji? I'm doing good, Enzo. How you doing? She replied with, "Aw, cool. That's exactly what you kind of want, right? You want her to, begin to see the sweeter side of you. So that's all good." These side eyes happened. They happened, of course they did. I knew one girl which was very helpful. I was like, "These are your friends. I will rate them for you." Okay, that's not a bad. I rated them all. T's complimented. They were all laughing and having fun. To be honest, I didn't know which girl I should go for. Oh, that's probably it too. If I were you, just flirt with all of them equally until you figure out which one likes you the most. That's a good way to go about sets. If you don't make your decision before you approach the set, just tease, flirt. Let the women pick. Let the women decide. Because if you want it to get to the point where they're all fighting for your attention, and then they all begin to do things to get your attention specifically, and then just pick whatever girl gives you the most attention or is willing to do the most. You feel me? You're so fine. Thank you. And now she said you're cute. Okay, I think you've made progress as far as that goes, in terms of making her feel like you have a more human side to you. She might be a bit of work, but this chick looks like Megan Fox, so she might be worth the investment. Is there any way to level up her self-esteem and condition her to behave like a 10? You can. It's actually very doable. It's just, again, a lot of fucking work, my friend. You're going to teach her to think and behave in ways that she's not used to, which starts with making her understand that she has value. The hardest part to getting a woman's self-esteem up is making them realize their own value. That's the hard part. They've probably, at this point, conditioned themselves to see themselves as not as valuable. So you're essentially giving her, you're putting her on the self-respect program. And that's very hard to do. It's easier to do it with men than with women, to be honest. Women they have more of an affinity for negative emotion. So good luck. It can be done though. It can. Let's see. Should you lead the group conversation or just jump into their topics? Lead it. It's easier to lead. If you jump into it, you kind of become just part of the group. You don't want to be part of the group. You want to be the person that dictates where the group goes. You want to lead it. Oh, well, she just sent me I'm sensitive. Oh, see, so she's telling on herself. Perfect. Be like, I realize that, and I'll be careful from now on. Just say that. Just make her feel, comfortable around you. Let's see. I never met him. She didn't need to go in for the case. She only leaves the house with me, otherwise she's inside all day. I was in another state when it happened. Oh, okay, I see. All right, that makes sense. That puts a lot more context behind it. She only leaves the house when she's with you. That's good. That's very good. You are out of state, and she doesn't leave the house unless you're there. Okay. All right. Interesting. What exactly do you need her to do when she's out? I want to get more context for that. Because a woman that doesn't leave the house when you're not there, honestly, I don't see a problem with that. But what exactly are you trying to get her to go out to do by herself that you don't want to have to be there for? Because clearly it feels like, it might be impeding on your own convenience, So let me know. Could I say something like, I like that you're vulnerable around me? You can say that. It'll be like a good way to see things, but make sure you're saying something else after that. Don't just say that and expect a reply from that. Say that and then say something else after that. I've been gaming her as if she's a 10 in terms of her self-esteem too. She seems very attractive right now despite the comfort giving. That's good. This picture she put on her story, I responded with, you look like you just cried, and she removed the story now that I follow her again. That's funny. She just said, oh yeah, I saw that. Let's see. I don't know why, but somehow I hesitated a lot with isolating a girl. Is it that you hesitated or you were indecisive? You couldn't figure out which one you wanted to isolate with? Because that could have been it. You could have just been like, I don't know which one I want. Let me keep talking, and then you just let your social capital go down the drain. If you ever find yourself in that situation, it's okay to isolate more than once. This is something, that comes in the interview light upgraded version, but you can isolate more than once. You can talk to this girl, maybe you like her, maybe you don't like her, you take her back to the group, you go and isolate with another girl. Like, you literally treat it like, I don't know if you guys have seen this reality TV show that's called Perfect Match, I think, The Perfect Match. And it's literally just all these girls and guys living in the house, and they all just go off of different tangents and different conversations. They isolate each other one at a time as time goes on during the night. So you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Advice on improving general commutation. What is communication? Oh, okay, yeah, it's communication. I think the hardest part of communication is getting your ideas into another person's head in the exact same way they were in your head. So if you really think about communication and what it is, it's low-key a miracle, right? I gotta take the images and videos and sounds in my head. I gotta convert it into language somehow. I gotta throw it at you, hope you catch it, and then hope that by the time you've interpreted that language in your head, it becomes the exact same thing in your head that it was in mine originally. But that's not possible. There's always going to be room for, miscommunication, misinterpretation, and just stuff that gets missed in translation. It'll happen. The most important thing when it comes to communication, in my opinion, is being as direct to the point as you possibly can so that you don't get misconstrued. Right? So if you want to get better at communicating, I would say get better at talking in a way that the other person can understand. The most important skill with communication, because communication is a skill set, right? It's a combination of many skills. But I think the most important one by far is, empathy. Being able to see things from that other person's point of view so you can communicate to that person in the way that they understand. Because at the end of the day, your communication is useless if they don't understand you. You feel me? Something to think about. She has school, work, her internship, and getting gas and groceries. I don't mind, of course, but I'm genuinely busy. Okay. And she can't seem to get over that fear of getting attacked again. That's fine. You have to let her know that, her fear, while warranted, should not become, a ball and chain on her feet, figuratively speaking. This is one of those things where you just have to have that harsh, crucial conversation. And there's actually a book on it, too. There's a book I recommend for having conversations like this with your girl. It is called Crucial Conversations. Go Google it. It's a very good read. But it's essentially you have to sit her down and have her understand, you cannot continue to live your life like this. You cannot allow something that happened in the past to affect your present or your future. And you'll feel a lot better and freer about how you move through life when you allow yourself to not be held back by whatever fear that she formed in the past. But again, this is kind of the best thing about it. You are the person that is best suited to have that conversation with her. Because you're the person in the world that, assuming this is right, you're the only person in the world that she wants to impress the most. Right? So keep that in mind. So since you should lead the group, which energy should you bring in? Does something like that matter? No, it doesn't. No, not really. It comes down to you leading. Whatever energy you use is irrelevant. Whether you want to be higher energy than the group, lower energy than the group, same energy as the group, doesn't really matter. Go off of whatever energy you're feeling at that moment. If you genuinely feel down, approach. Now, by the way, I keep telling people that. Be authentic to the energy you have. Don't go off of the advice of if you want to approach women, always have a smile and be happy and be high. No, sometimes you are genuinely tired. And women will appreciate it if the first thing that comes out of your mouth when you approach them is, listen, I'm usually more high energy than this, but I'm tired as fuck. How you doing though? That is more authentic and real to the moment than trying to fake energy you don't have. So if you genuinely feel like shit, walk in there and be like, oh shit, I feel like shit. But what's going on, though? I think you guys are pretty. What's going on? Literally say that. Literally do that. Keep that in mind. And you told us to focus on one aspect at once. I figured I'm bad at creating tension. Okay, good. Then focus on tension. When talking to people, do you think you should always be the same person? Like, you should speak the same way with the same attitude to everyone? Well, I don't necessarily think so, because there will be things that naturally, create barriers or boundaries within whatever confines of conversation you have with different kinds of people. So, I don't talk to you guys the same way I talk to my girls, for instance, right? Hell, I don't even talk to my girls the same way. Some girls I talk a little differently to, some other girls I talk differently to. That will happen depending on how the rapport is built with, these different types of people. Being the same way with everybody is like a mistake in social calibration. No matter how hard you try, you will not speak to your mom the same way you speak to your boss at work. You see how that works? Because again, the frame and the context that surrounds those two different relationships are entirely different. So you're not going to have the same attitude with your mom as you're going to have with even your grandma. Even though mom and grandma are not that different, you're still going to refer to grandma differently than you do to mom. And you'll refer to both of them differently than you do to boss, than you do to girl. Or different people require different methods. So people say having a bunch of masks is bad for your authenticity, but I think it's useful as long as there are, to some degree, parts of who you are. It's not a bunch of masks. It's different aspects of you. You're still authentically you, right? Like again, going back to the mom-boss thing. The person you are in front of your boss appears different than the person you are in front of your mom, but they're both authentically you. It would be completely useless to demonstrate towards your mom the parts of you that show, an ability to serve or work ethic or an ability to hold or take on work-related responsibilities, right? Just like it'll be completely useless to your boss to show the aspects of you that have like compassion and love and your willingness to protect your loved ones. That's useless to your boss. Those are authentic parts of you. But why would you show those parts of you to your boss? It doesn't make sense for the context of the relationship you have with your boss, right? So I don't see it as different masks. It's like different dials, more likely. It's turning up or turning down different aspects of your personality, depending on what aspects make sense for you to demonstrate in front of that person. That's how you should see it, anyway. Celebrating this nonchalant situation. Well, guys are just talking to each other. You just confirmed what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure I wasn't being insensitive and unfair. Oh nah, you're if you were thinking the same thing, you're pretty spot on. Yeah, just have that conversation with her. Have that conversation with her. Like a part of being a man in a woman's life is making her better. It's inevitable. I keep telling you guys, relationships are like coaching programs. You're her coach, right? Which means you have to get her to do things that she's not necessarily comfortable with, that are just outside of her comfort zone, right? But you have to get her to do those things because it makes her better. It does. And in this case right now, she needs to grow past, the confines of the four walls that she feels like she wants to stay safe in. Life is to be lived to the fullest outside. So get her to go outside. I'm very uncreative when it comes to creating sexual tension. You don't need creativity to create sexual tension. You need balls. It doesn't take creativity to create tension. It takes balls. It takes the ability to sit in the anxiety that you've created. Let's see. Bro, every time I check my girl, she likes to not reply for 2 to 3 days and act normal after. I called her after no contact of 5 days, No answer. Cool. What do you do next? I'm thinking to tell her I don't deal with girls who don't respect my time and ghost, but need your opinion. Iman, we already talked about this like for two different lies, and I told you the same exact thing. And you clearly didn't take my advice. So I almost don't want to give you more advice. Because I told you, one, don't treat it like you want to, ignore her for a certain period of time and come back later. No, you want to treat it like you're starting to take steps to completely remove her from your life. So go on dates with different girls and post that shit online so she can see it. So that she can know, like, on a reality level, that she can get replaced by you. Didn't I tell you that? Now, you've gone 5 days no contact, and then what did you do? You try to contact her again. And in your mind somewhere, you thought to yourself, oh, and that'll teach her. No, it won't. You've completely invalidated the last 5 days. Because she now knows you can't handle the anxiety of not hearing from her for a certain period of time. You should have kept that shit going inevitably. If you wanted to do that. If you needed to do that. And then you would have made your point if you just showed more photos and videos of yourself on social media with other girls. You'd have made your point way faster, way better that way. But clearly that didn't work. You needed to hear. You'll be back whenever you want, because you'll always be back. You don't want to give her that confidence. You don't want to make her feel like no matter how far or how long you go, you'll always be back. No. That makes you look weak. So, this time, really convince yourself she's gone forever. And then move accordingly. Okay? Let's see. I'm thinking to tell her I don't deal with... Already earned that one. Sorry. Since you mentioned relationships with mothers, I went into a coaching frame with my mom today. Essentially trying to pimp her. That's good. As you should. Why not just go for a woman that wants to do those things? Why not just go for a woman that wants to do those things? Even if they were right underneath their nose. That's one. Two, compliance for the most part is created. It's not really found. That's another thing a lot of men like to forget, A little bit of lag, which is if you want to create tension, make sure you're making her feel more than one emotion at a time. Just in general, make sure you're making her feel positive and negative emotion at the same time. That in itself will create the tension. If the tension gets too much, the conversation, the interaction with her implodes. If it's too little, she has very low self-esteem, so everything I call her out on gets her fiery. I did it anyway, got aggressive, but there's quite the backlash. Operant conditioning works as always, but could you help us to what to apply here? I'm trying to even understand what exactly I just read. Am I still lagging? Is that what you guys are saying? I got great connection though. Sometimes, okay. Lag there too. But am I good though? Any lag so far? Think I'm good? Okay. Let us continue. Let me know if anything goes wrong again. It helped? Cool. Alright, that's good. I switched Wi-Fi's. Let's see. Where was I? Some. I was lagging. Some. Can you increase sexual tension when talking to two girls? Yes. Tension is tension. If they're within earshot of you, anything you say can either increase or reduce tension. Let's see. Didn't hear too much of the feedback. Recorded a bit though. What was the feedback on what exactly? Let me see. Feedback on what? Oh, that one girl that you ignored for a while. I literally just said like you botched it by coming back to her. You told her by your actions that even when she's being a bitch to you, and even when you might take your sweet time to try to talk to her again, you will eventually come back. The idea behind going on social media and showing her you're on a date with another girl is to remind her that she can be replaced. That's the most important part. Can you answer my question on how to use operant conditioning on my mom? That's funny. Using operant conditioning on your mom. Well, don't think about it like using operant conditioning. Think about it more like earning more respect in her eyes. The reason she treats you like a kid is because she sees you as a kid. You have to begin to do things to let her know that you're not a kid anymore. That's not operant conditioning thing. That's a self-respect thing. You feel me? That's the most important thing. Let's see. Good now? Okay, I'm good. Yay. But I'm specifically talking about sexual tension, brother. Same thing. Same thing. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. All tension, when you're talking to a woman anyway, should be to some degree sexual tension. Right? So, same difference. What time do you normally do lives? I live in the UK and I normally miss them because it'll be midnight to 3 a.m. over here. I do them whenever the fuck I feel like it, really. I don't have a schedule. I go off of whenever I'm done doing the rest of the stuff I need to do in my day. I always do my lives like usually towards the end of my day. So sometimes if I'm working out in the morning, I'll pop on the live. You know, I thought about doing it today, but I kind of wanted to get in like a really intense workout. Like you got to get your workout in when you're running on the treadmill, and right in front of you is Physical 100 playing on Netflix, and it's that one challenge in the beginning of season 1 where they all run on the treadmill. So yeah, I got a really good run in today. I think I'm at like what was it, like 3.5 miles for like 20 minutes. Crazy pace. But yeah, I get on live whenever I'm done with my day. Usually, I always get tired when I talk to girls. I mostly get one night stands. Why is that? If you're getting tired when talking to girls, and you're mostly getting one night stands, that all seems like the symptom of the disease called I'm not as interesting as I think I am. Right? So you might not base Physical 100 reference. Indeed, you might not be as captivating or as immersive an experience as you think you are. If all girls, again, go off of women. This is the best thing about women. Women are a good litmus test for your own attitude, character, and strength of self. If every girl you fuck is only cool with just fucking you once, that should tell you a lot about yourself. If every time you talk to women, you get tired, that means you're genuinely getting bored in your own conversations. Even though you're the man, and it is your job to create and facilitate the conversation. What does that tell you? That means you run out of things to say. You probably keep asking the same questions, so you're getting bored with getting the same answers from women. And in general, you're not being as creative with your conversations as you should be. You're just not. You're not building enough comfort with these women. You're not becoming a real human being to these women. You're not showing personality. Just something to think about. Whenever I do something that earns more respect, which is almost always correlated to me getting aggressive or disagreeable in some form, she gets heated at me like crazy and calls me all kinds of bad names, etc. Is there a middle ground, or like, do I just continue until things settle down? It gets hella draining, not gonna lie. Two things. If the only way you can earn respect from her is to be disagreeable, then yeah, that's probably not a good thing. You want to earn respect by doing things that are respectable. If the only way you can earn respect out of her is by challenging her, then yeah, of course you're going to keep getting that backlash, obviously. Two, right, is make sure, and this is very important, make sure that when she gets in that mood, when she's like calling you bad names or whatever, you're not showing that you're being emotionally affected. Right? One of my favorite things to do is when my mom tries to get funky with me, I just go, I love you, and then I walk away. That's my attitude like every time. Because again, I'm not gonna go down to that place with her whenever, it's women at the end. They get emotional, they do their thing, rah rah. And they're trying to get you to feel the emotions they feel. Every time a woman argues, it's for two major things. They're trying to achieve two major goals. One, change your behavior to benefit them somehow. But then two, even more importantly, to get you to feel whatever emotions they're feeling. They're trying to use it as a way to energy and emotion transfer. Remain calm at all times. Very important. All right? So keep those things in mind. I got so disagreeable with my mother. She thinks I am dealing drugs. Cool. Good. But again, make sure there's other ways you're earning respect from her. Let's see. Jace, what product of yours do you recommend for a beginner? Honestly, that's what the interview light is for. That's why I made the interview light. But start out with self-belief, though. Because self-belief will show you why the interview light is important. Self-belief is completely free, by the way. Go register for that. Go through that. I would say it's the first thing you have to watch if you even want to attempt getting good at women. Because the basis and the foundation of getting good with women in general is having value to offer. And the best way you can have value to offer to women is believing that you are valuable. And that's what self-belief is. That's the entire point of self-belief. So keep that in mind. I just thought if you induce sexual tension with more than one girl, their anti-slut defense might activate. Dude, if you induce sexual tension incorrectly with one girl, her anti-slut defense might kick in. Right? It's not about the number of girls that fucks it up for you. It's how incorrectly you do it. Right? So light teasing, light flirting is always going to be your go-to. Push pulling is very good. Negging can be used sometimes. But for the most part, it's just making her feel more than one emotion at a time while you subtly point at the possibility of sex. That's pretty much all you got to do. Self-belief and then the interview. Exactly. See? Where you answered it. Literally. Let's see. Stay completely calm and nonchalant today. Good. How are you doing, Sensei? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Without me even saying much or being in the same room. LOL. As in staying calm? That's good. Thanks, Sensei. No problem, man. Yo, Jay's trying to grow out long hair, but I notice a bunch of hair fall in the shower. Any tips? I don't know how to reverse hair loss or anything like that. I have no idea. Clearly, that's not my problem. But what I do, right, to keep my hair healthy is coconut oil. I keep telling you guys, I can never preach enough about the wonders of coconut oil. Well, for me, coconut oil anyway. You might want to experiment with different kinds of oils, beard oils, hair oils, beard balms, hell balms. But in general, think about it like this. Whenever you wash your hair or anything, she continues screaming at me for like 30 minutes. That's how she tries to control your behavior, to screaming at you incessantly. That in the midst of that, do something disagreeable. That's how you use disagreeability. Is show her that while she's doing that, you're not scared of her and you're willing to defy her some more. That's, I digress with that. But back to what I was saying. Hair oil, think about it like this. When you wash your hair, you're taking away all the necessary needed essential oils that your body naturally produces. So you have to replace it to protect your hair. The protection of your hair and skin is how you preserve your hair and skin. The age of them, the look of them, the feel of them, the texture of them, all that stuff. That's why I keep telling you guys, shower every day, but then make sure you lotion yourself right after. Every part of your body. Yes, even your dick. Absolutely. Lotion yourself down. Protect every inch of skin you have. right? But you can't lotion your beard or your head hair, right? So what do you do instead? Oils. So I like coconut oil. You can use tea tree oil. You can use almond oil. You can use aloe vera. You can use, there's some other stuff you can use to like protect your hair. But for the most part, find a way to protect your hair. Find a fucking way to protect your hair. Okay? Very important. Let's see. Rosemary oil is great. Oh, it's one of the best smelling ones too. I love me some rosemary oil. I prefer coconut oil for three major reasons. One, the consistency and thickness is better for me. Two, the smell of it isn't like the best, but combined for whatever reason with my body odor, it's fucking sweet smelling. It's fantastic. And then three, I got the best shine out of it. Like you see how my beard is like glistening right now? And not even natural light. Like these are regular in-house lights. And look how my beard is glistening, son. Coconut oil does that for me. So it's great. For me personally. Let's see. Which is why I said she has low self-esteem. Probably because my probably caused the relationship. I'm guessing you read that incorrectly. Caused by, is that what you mean? Caused by the relationship she had with my dad pre-divorce. Okay, that makes sense. So now she deals with that in that way. Sure, that makes sense. Moms can have low self-esteem too. Don't forget that now. Moms are women too. All those laws of the game apply to them as well. What should I do or practice to communicate better socially? Empathy. Get good at understanding other people. Understanding what they prioritize, what they want, what they value, and speaking to them in a way that benefits them. Practice that. Because ultimately your communication will get better if you get better at communicating in the way other people will understand you better. Oh, by the way, focusing on the left eye of the woman, but from which POV, her or mine? Oh, you're getting into like that body language stuff. As far as I've been able to experiment in my life, it doesn't really matter what eye you look into. I'm sorry. I know you were told it matters. Yeah, the left eye is better than the right eye. The right eye, none of that shit matters, bro. I promise you, it doesn't. As long as you're looking in an eye, intensely, you're doing something right. You feel me? Fun fact, bro. Weddings are a great place to meet chicks. Sure, I'm aware of that. They're all horny too. They're all horny, and they're using the excuse of the romance in the air as an excuse to get naked with someone. So it might as well be you. You know what's an even better place than weddings? Funerals. Funerals are even better because funerals have a higher emotional charge. So, keep that in mind. So how do you deal with her having low self-esteem towards you? End of the day, you can't treat her like a woman you're dating because she's your mom, right? Obviously. So you have to almost ignore the low self-esteem and just give her more than usual reassurance. Like, your mother is the only woman, if she has low self-esteem, that you are allowed to keep giving reassurance to the end of time. Because she's the only woman on earth that truly deserves that unconditionally. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's see. Zinc is good for your hair. I've heard. If your hair is falling out, just control your stress levels. Went through that in school. Okay, fair enough. And I do believe that too. There definitely is like a correlation between your stress levels, your anxiety levels, your cortisol, and your serotonin levels, and how much hair falls out of your head. So you might just be getting too stressed. What would that reassurance look like verbally? I love you, Mom. I appreciate you. But this, that you do, I don't appreciate that. You use the reassurance as a way to guide her behavior. So she like goes out of her way to like scream at you for 30 minutes. When she's nice and calm down, be like, listen, I love you, I appreciate you, I'll always be grateful to you. But that screaming thing you do, like, that's not it. If you want to get to me, if you want to make sure you're saying things to me that I can understand, and then you need to communicate with me effectively like a human being. I'm not gonna respond to you barking at me like a dog. That's not gonna happen. Right? Literally, you have to say that. Let's see. Yeah, like 95% of the time I was being dead silent. But that 5% I was being disagreeable and calling her out. It's good. Was walking out of the gym and this girl passed me but didn't go through with the approach because I would have appreciated approach behind her. Nothing wrong with that. You can walk past her really quickly and then approach her from the side or the front. You know, never approach a woman from behind. Like, don't tap her on the back and make her turn around to see you. That's creepy. But there's nothing wrong with walking ahead of her and then, getting her attention from the side. Or just walking side by side with her and then just talking over your shoulder to her like you've been talking for hours already. Something to keep in mind. What should I do to increase my social life? I am quite in groups. Oh, quiet. Is that what you mean? How about you just start talking in the groups? See what happens. Hold on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, scroll away a little bit. After the people heard I do MMA, I got challenged so often by some 60-pound girls today. Fuck her up then. If she thinks she can hang because she's somehow, whatever, fuck her up. Let her see the power of men. End of the first day, she said, "Are you going to take no for an answer?" After I told her to get up, go the other way. She's going, huh? Yoda, write that again. That's not correct English, I don't think. I can't understand that. Is dark game in the interview light? Yes, there is some sprinkles of it. Just played a great game with this girl I left on red months ago. Okay. What happened? Also, what are some of the other ways to have her respect me besides being disagreeable or aggressive? Could just moving out be an option? Moving out would be a good way to do it, but it's also just taking on more responsibility. I keep telling people, especially when you're young and still living with your parents, treat their house like it's yours. Literally, treat like you become the man of the house by acting like it. The problem is with most people, they don't understand why it makes sense to act like you own something before you actually do. Or to act like you own something when there's no chance of you owning it at all. You see what I'm saying? If you were to move in that house, like you're concerned for the well-being of the house, what's getting done, what's getting cleaned, what's getting made or cooked or whatever, and you're barking out orders and you're challenging everyone else to be better and you're making sacrifices and you're yourself doing things without being asked, you're going to earn a lot of respect. Like, if you have to wait for your parents to ask you to mow the lawn, you're not behaving correctly. What you should do is mow the lawn and then complain to them that, yo, I need the blade on the lawn replaced. Go buy me a new one. Literally. And you think they're going to be like, oh, no, I don't want... Like, no. Like, literally behave as if it's your house and they're the ones slacking. Behave as if you are doing a better job at taking the responsibility of the entire house, right? That'll make them not just earn, like, yeah, you'll earn respect, but even more importantly, you gain some reverential fear in the process, right? They begin to tiptoe around you in the house, even though you didn't pay for it. You see what I'm saying? Something to keep in mind. Let's see. Got challenged in a funny way. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Don't fuck her up. Is you sick protector or provider? The boxer? I don't know enough about him. I don't know. Most fighters are pure protector types, though. Most? That's a stretch. Maybe not most, but a good portion of them are pure protector types, for sure. It takes that kind of mentality to become a fighter. At the end of the day, she said, "Are you gonna take no for an answer?" After I told her to go the other direction she's going to. Okay, several questions. Why did you tell her to go to a different direction than she was supposed to? Two, why is she asking you if you'll take no for an answer in that way, in that context? Right? Were you being forceful with her before that point, or what's going on? I already act like I own the place, but she gets mad. She has all these rules around everything. Don't obey them. Make your own. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say you act like you own the place and then she still gives you rules. Fuck them rules. Destroy them. What's she gonna do? Scream at you for 30 minutes? Fuck them. Fuck them rules. Right? I give you permission to say fuck them rules. The rules don't matter. It's my house. Act accordingly. But I need to... Shut up. I don't care. Move that to there, do this here, and I'll take care of all of this. It's my responsibility. Don't butt in here. Right? That's how you do it. It's very important, especially with her, because they will run into you, like, they will run you into the ground with all these fucking rules. Like, it's never... Listen, man. And this is my message to people that are still being raised in, like, single mother homes. You cannot allow your mom to run the house. Dude, listen. You cannot let that happen. Have you ever seen a ship being ran by a female captain? It's all being led according to whatever emotions they're feeling. I bet you 90% of those rules she made on the spot one day because she felt like that. And then you'll slowly see all those rules come back to bite her in the ass. Because that's what happens when you make rules out of impulse, out of emotion. So you're not just taking care of the house because you want to be the man of the house. You're doing it to protect her, really. Like, there's no other person you're serving better than your own mother by making sure that she's not the lord of the land. You feel me? Very important stuff to think about. Whenever she comes up with her rules, be like, nah, I don't like that rule. I don't appreciate that rule. I don't care to do it that way. Let's do it this way instead. That's another bit of advice, by the way. Never take something away without putting something there to replace it. Right? Whether the small things like food or, cleaning supplies or whatever, a pillowcase, whatever. But then also with rules. If you abolish one of her rules, if you render it useless, replace it with something else that's better. That's functionally and logically better. Okay? I tell her all the times the rules are stupid, but she gets mad and sometimes threatens to kick me out. Exactly, because you're not replacing it with another one. Leadership requires you not just to tear the old down, but to replace it with new. Good leaders do that. Right? If all you do is criticize and point fingers and go, that's stupid, that's bad, that's not good, that's not functional, you just become a complainer. If you're actually a leader, if you know what you're doing and you're competent as a leader, you're going to remove the rule that she's put in, and you're going to replace it with another one. Right? Let me give an example from when I used to, like, I remember one time, back in high school or something. Was it high school? Was I out of high school by this time? I don't know. It was something. My mom decided she wanted to make a new rule, right? Again, emotion, impulse. That, because I grew up in a Nigerian home, right? I grew up in Nigeria, in fact. But we had this spot in the house where we would keep all our shoes whenever we came into the house. So you take off your shoes, you put it in this spot. She decides all of a sudden, and by the way, here's why she decided, is because I left my shoes in that spot, but one of them was not, like, next to the other one perfectly, and she walked in and she nearly tripped on the other one that was, like, laying incorrectly. And she decided to make up a new rule in the spot. Well, new rule, don't keep the shoes there at all, keep them over here. Which makes no sense, because now you have to walk in the house with the shoes to get to that point where she wants you to keep it, right? Keep that one tag so I can read it later. But yeah, it was like stupid. Like, well, so if you come back into the house and you're tracking in mud, for instance, there's gonna be like this 10 feet space before you take off your shoes. Now that 10-foot area is now full of mud. Stupid, completely stupid. So I said, no, we're not going to do that. That's silly. Instead, why don't we just do this? Instead of, like, this area where you're more likely to get tripped over by the shoes, why don't we just move it over to this side here, which is like literally a couple inches to the left, right? We'll just keep it there. And again, it's like, oh, but what are you saying? It's like, shh, relax. I get it. You had a bad day, whatever. I get it. It's cool. But if you don't want to trip over shoes, and again, my apologies. I know it was my shoes that did that to you. Let's just take this and just move it over here for like 2 seconds. See how that works. And that was it. Like it can be that simple, especially when it comes to leading, especially with women and like your mom too. Like they're just like that. So be calm, be collected. Create your own rule that's simpler than the rules they create out of impulse. You know. Does that also mean I have to pay for whatever new stuff I want, the entire house? If you can manage to do that, absolutely. If you can manage to do that. Again, a part of taking responsibility for anything is also being responsible for its replacement, right? So if you need to do that, do that. That's also cool. But if you can't do that, that's fine too. You don't have to pay for everything to be the Lord of the land. I'm not saying that like your money isn't what gives you the right to become the leader of the house. I promise you it's not, you know. But if you are a leader of the house, you will naturally want to feel that responsibility and, you know, do stuff like that. Not necessarily that I can, but if that's the way to go, shit, I'll work extra hours, LOL. Again, you don't have to. I mean, work the extra hours, that's good too, but, you know, you don't have to be paying for everything to be the Lord of the land. Just something to think about. Let's see. What if a girl acts super interested in real life, but disinterested over the phone? Super interested in real life, disinterested over the phone. I would say it could be one of two things. One, you're misreading her interest in real life. You might just be bad at like social calibration. Or two, it might be a situation where you have to keep seeing her in real life to get the compliance you want. And also use that opportunity to like really consummate the affair. Because you probably won't start getting those high levels of, you know, back and forth over the phone until and unless you slept with her. Right? So you might want to use real life as the opportunity you get to consummate the affair and then go from there. Something to keep in mind. Oh, I skipped one. What age did you move out of your parents' house? I'm Nigerian. We move out super late. So, this is going to sound weird, but just go with me on this. The first time I was 23. About to be 24, but like 23. Yeah. To be fair, my situation is like, me moving out at 23, first of all, was fucking ridiculous with my situation. I had come into the country with my mom, like literally, 3 or 4 years before that point? So it didn't even make sense for me to move out. It really did. It really didn't. I would have saved a lot more money if I just stayed. But yeah. Is there a limit to how extremely I can do whatever I please in the house? Put it like this. If you don't want your subjects to hate you, don't become a tyrant. Right? We were talking about this recently, me and a buddy of mine, about sport athletes that are so good, but then become a cancer to the locker room. And it's like, they're good, they're skilled, everybody wants them on their team. But people weigh the options between their skill and what they can contribute to the team versus just how much of a diva they are. And more than likely, they'll go, he's good, but the diva thing is like a no-go for us. You know how many like especially in like basketball and American football, how many of these guys are so talented and can still play ball, but they have to retire early because no one will take them. No one will pay them money. No one, is willing to do what it takes to do right by them so they can keep playing on a team. Because no one is willing to deal with their over-the-topness, right? Apply that same thing to your leadership, right? Do just as much as you need to within the confines of, your leadership. If if you become a nuisance to everybody else, it gets in the way. Keep that in mind. You didn't tell us to talk to sevens, but if you would game them, what's their blueprint? Shower them with compliments, make them feel comfortable, give them reassurance. That's the blueprint to talking to sevens. That's what, like, okay, let me put it like this. You know how you ask girls for advice on how to talk to them? And their advice is always, essentially, be a simp, right? Give her time and attention, buy her flowers. You want to know why women do that? You want to know why women give you that advice? Because they're not lying, right? When they're giving you that advice, they're not necessarily doing it maliciously to throw you off their scent. They're being serious. They're going in their minds. They're thinking, okay, what does a guy need to do to make me feel like special and to make me like him? And they give you all those answers, those Hollywood type answers. The reason they're giving you those answers is because when you're telling them, think of what a guy needs to do to make him like you, they're immediately thinking about a guy they already like. They're immediately thinking about a guy that realistically they do not deserve. So they're really answering the question of, what does a guy that I don't deserve have to do to make me feel safe in the relationship? And as you can see, it's a lot of fucking work, right? When you're dealing with a 7, and your confidence level is that of a 10, you have to do so much overcompensating to make them feel like you like them. Otherwise, they won't. Otherwise, they will genuinely feel like, no, this guy feels like he can do better than me. I'm going to self-reject. But if you do that online, even the 7s or on the first approach girls get turned off. It depends on how well you do it, how you do it. If at all they're getting turned off, it's because they don't believe you. It's because you're doing it in an unbelievable way. You're doing it in a way that makes them feel like you're just trying to go out of your way to do all that work to get sex from them, and that's all. You have to do it in a way that's believable to them. Believable enough. That takes some practice. That takes some skill. But if you must, then go for it. One girl I'm texting, she's hot, but has some serious mental issues. Should I keep going? Probably not. Not for your skill level. For me, sure. But for you, calm down with that. When girls say they're attracted to intelligence, is it book smarts or is there more to it? It's not really book smarts. Okay, let me put it like this. The only girls that are attracted to book smarts are dumb girls, right? The smarter girls and the more intelligent girls are attracted to intelligence in its practical form, as in wisdom, as in the ability to actually apply your intelligence, right? The average dumbass chick, which is honestly most chicks, will be impressed by you just reciting a bunch of shit. If you can regurgitate other people's information, yes, she's gonna be impressed by that. That's more than enough. I might be too arrogant to make myself seem convincing. I only talk to them when I'm bored. Well, there you go. That's why you don't talk to them at all. But I digress. There's a lot of people on the internet that are like that. A lot of people that I think have just read a lot of other people's books and borrow the experience from others to form their own intelligence. And honestly, especially in a country like America where the standard for intelligence is frankly lower, not to brag, but I'm saying this as someone that was born and raised in Nigeria, a country where intelligence of all kinds is highly sought after and prioritized. The intelligence level here, all it takes to be smart in America is just being able to say a bunch of shit. That's really it. But if you want to talk about the more intelligent women, what really impresses them is being able to practically use your intelligence, right? Like saying you're going to do something, showing that you have a plan to do it, executing on that plan as effectively and as disciplined as possible, and actually getting the results you said you would get. That's way sexier. Because that is physical, tangible proof that you are as smart as you say you are. Does that make sense? Now, regardless of all that, and that's kind of the second point I want to make to all this, women are not necessarily attracted to intelligence the way you think they are. Like, yes, intelligence for them is, appealing. It's definitely something that they seek after. It's definitely something they want. But will being intelligent make a woman genuinely desire you on a biological level? No. Will it make her pussy wet? Absolutely not. It'll excite her mind. But one thing you learning game, especially if you are like a nerd and you have a nerd background and you're learning game, is that your intelligence doesn't make you sexier than the guy with a six-pack. I'm sorry. Biology's biology, people. If you're hungry and your stomach is growling, you don't go, ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read a book and I'm still feeling hungry. Like, no. You solve physical problems with physical solutions. You want a girl to get wet for you? Show her something to excite the eyes. Tell her something to excite the heart. Something that makes her on a psychological level perceive you as a more attractive person. Does that make sense? That's what matters. That sounds like Alex Hormozi's definition of confidence, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Alex Hormozi goes like, you gain confidence by getting more competent. And he's half right. He's definitely half right. He doesn't see the value in self-belief, which, by the way, is typical of men like him. Shout out to Alex Hormozi, by the way. I love Alex Hormozi. I fucking love Alex Hormozi. But the problem with people like Alex Hormozi, and should I call it a problem? It's not really a problem, but it is an oversight, is that when you're Alex Hormozi, someone that has been winning at life for a long, long time, like the guy, if you look at his resume, he's fucking excellent, right? He went to BYU, graduated like in 3 years. He went to Harvard Business School right after. He got a really high-paying military government, type job right after that. Before, he disobeyed his father, quit his job, went across the country to go learn how to run his own gyms, right, from his mentor. Shout out to him. Amazing story. But he's essentially someone that's been a winner from, since birth, right? Like Sketch says, since birth. He's been a winner since birth. So people like that, and I'm saying that, by the way, is essentially someone like that too. Someone that has what I call beginner's luck with everything. Someone that has always had an easy time learning new skills, doing new things. I do hard things and make them look easy. And I've done that for a long time in my life. But the problem with that is assuming everyone else is like that. So when Alex Hormozi goes, what you need to do to gain confidence in anything is just be competent at it first, he's ignoring the most important part of building confidence, which is the initial part. The part where you have to believe in yourself to even have the confidence to attempt the thing in the first place. When you're a winner at life for that long, for as long as me and him have been, you forget that other people have the trouble with starting out to begin with. Like Alex Hormozi gives amazing advice with business. Amazing advice. But again, in pure winner since birth syndrome, in pure winner since birth fashion, he forgets the fact that most people, for them, there's a barrier to entry to using that advice. And that barrier to entry is they don't have that natural confidence from birth. They don't have that, indestructible self-belief. They don't have it. So when he says, you gotta be competent or something to get good at it, he's not wrong. You do get more confident the more competent you are. But he's not mentioning the initial part. The part where, he's clearly a massive risk taker. That's not something people are born with. That is something you cultivate at a young age. Clearly, he had his father in his life, and that has a lot to do with it. Alex, growing up as a white passing guy to a Arabic father, you know how strict Arabic fathers are. I think he's originally from Iran, right? That explains the healthy beard, right? Shout out to him. I love his beard. Clearly, his father instilled in him lessons that other people's fathers just don't, right? His father was there to teach him stuff other people's fathers just don't teach or are not there to teach him at all. Well, how else do you think someone can think it's a good idea to quit his high-paying job, and then literally move all the way across the country to go start a new venture without any fucking evidence that it'll work at all. That's called indestructible self-belief. And Alex just simply forgets that other people don't have that. So when he gives his advice, I laugh sometimes. I'm like, he's forgetting that most people, like, it's like me trying to tell people, like, yo, go and post on TikTok. I had to very recently, like, remind myself, like, hey, not everyone is like you, Jason. Not everyone is, like, crazy enough to put their face out there and have an opinion and be okay with the world ridiculing them for how differently they think. It's very few motherfuckers like us that are this crazy. Most people are, like, terrified of what I'm doing. They'll point fingers at me and be like, oh, it's easy what you do. Hey, you're not working as hard as, like, the guy who's working construction. All you do is talk in front of a camera. Yeah, cool, you're right. Physically, I'm definitely not working as hard as I worked when I was working at Chipotle. For sure. But if it's so easy, you do it. Exactly. Most people, for them, have a psychological barrier to enter into certain things. You know? And Alex forgets that when he's giving advice. Alex and Gary Vaynerchuk, both the motherfuckers crazy. But I love him, though. I love him. I love him to death. He's wise and ignorant at once. It's a weird kind of ignorance. It's the ignorance. And by the way, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I'm completely cured of this ignorance. I still have things that, like, even the day before yesterday, I caught myself doing something similar. Where, like, what were we talking about yesterday? For completely forgetting to tell you guys that compliance isn't something you should be chasing. It's something you should take relief. Why do you think I forgot to tell you guys this all this time? Even though I've been talking about compliance for like 2 years. Because I keep forgetting, even now, that not everyone knows what I know. That I shouldn't expect everyone to just know the things that I already, like, I take as real life, as part of my daily existence. Right? I have a video that I made last year that blew up, where I was talking about, like, the different races of women and how they interact with each other and what race of woman is scared of what race of woman. That is something I've known for, like, at least the last 7 years. I've known it my entire life. And I literally wrote it in my notes 2 years ago, like the beginning of my channel, when I was first starting out. I literally wrote it along with, like, because I made like 50 ideas of videos before I even started my channel, right? I wrote it there as idea number 27. And it took me till last year, which is essentially a year and a half later, to finally make the video. Because I was just thinking, oh, this is probably something people don't even care about. Like, this is not going to resonate with anyone. No one's going to really fuck with this because what am I, Captain Obvious, saying something this obvious? Like, everyone should already know this. So imagine my surprise when the video fucking blew up. You see what I'm saying? And everyone is a comment like, yo, this guy's a genius. Oh, shit, I didn't even notice that. Oh, my God, I think he's right. I was looking at those comments like, what? Y'all didn't know this? So I have to remind myself all the time, oh, you know things other people don't. Humble yourself, Jason. Humble yourself to remember that. Remember that you know things other people don't, and you should be reminded of the fact that you shouldn't expect them to know what you know. And it's okay. So have the patience to go through every bit of detail. That's why I do these lives all the time. So I love posting these lives. So you see me post, I flood my YouTube with all these lives. Because I want to make sure all the information, even the tiny little bits and pieces out there that I forget, are out there. You feel me? So yeah, just a little, quick rant on, like, how I think about these things. It's very important. It's very, very important. Yeah, the needing this thing, and I immediately knew Jace doesn't know that we don't know this. Exactly. Type thing. Type shit. Yeah. I gotta remind myself. I have to remind myself and humble myself enough to know. Because it's a pride thing. That's why I say humble myself. When you're a teacher and you assume the student should just come a certain way, or if you're a teacher like me and Alex Hormozi who learned very quickly, because we're just blessed to be in that top percentile of people who can pick up things very quickly, we assume other people can pick it up quickly too. And it's like, no, most other people need to be explained the same thing over and over and over again from many different angles before they get it. And that's okay. But we have to remember that, and we have to have the patience to do that correctly, to be good teachers, you know? Although I have to say, me personally, I know all that, but never put it together into words. You get me? I get you, man. You definitely are one of the faster learners for you. So I can vouch for you for that. Or rice cakes, as my girl calls you. Rice cakes. I'm gonna start calling you rice cakes because it's funny. Let's see. Girl texting. Should I keep going? Just like 10 is negative, disqualifying. Oh yeah, I already answered that. Just like for 10s, it's negging, disqualifying, etc. I tell her all the time the rules are stupid, but she gets mad and sometimes threatens to kick me out. Moms. I text this girl too much and she pulled back. How do I get her interest back? You indicate disinterest. You say something that makes her feel like you're not interested in her anymore. A girl that's ran through is showing interest. How do I F without getting too attached? If you're asking that question, then there's no way for you to do that, my friend. Like, the kind of guy who says ran through probably has less than a 5 body count. And because you have such little experience, you're going to get attached to anything you fuck. I'm sorry. That won't stop happening until you get to like 15, 20. That's when it becomes like normal for you. But up until then, like, you're not desensitized yet. You know? So keep that in mind. You can either go through it and be okay with the feelings you have. Because here's another thing. The way you get attached is to try to not get attached. Right? Women fall in love by trying not to fall in love. So the same rule applies to men. If you tell yourself, I'm just going to hit it and not get attached, you're going to fucking get attached. That's how it happens. Because if I tell you not to think of a pink elephant, what do? You think of a pink elephant. Exactly. Same thing happens with ideas and thoughts. Same thing happens with energy and emotion. Because emotion is just energy in motion. Emotion, energy in motion. Also, I've broken the touch barrier with one of the girls I like at my gym. How can I escalate further? Did you really break the touch barrier? Did you just like brush against her shoulder a little bit? Be honest. Be honest. When we talk about break, in fact, let me give you a good definition of breaking the touch barrier. I'm gonna call your girl Pancake. That wouldn't apply to her, but I feel your pain. I feel what you're saying. Pancakes is so mean. But nah, that wouldn't apply to her. In fact, if anything, it's getting fatter these days because she be hitting the gym with me. But yeah, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, escalation and the gym thing and dealing with all that. My definition of breaking the touch barrier is touching her in a place where only the boyfriend can touch her. If you shake her hand, in my opinion, that's not breaking the touch barrier. You have broken nothing. If anything, you solidified yourself as an acquaintance. This is what acquaintances do. Oh, yeah. Isn't she white? Oh, yeah, she's white. But she's like, slim thick, as they say. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You shake a girl's hand, you haven't broken anything. You give her a high five. I wouldn't even call that breaking the touch barrier necessarily. Now you touch the small of her back. Okay. All right. You get your face this close to her neck or her face. Okay. All right. Okay. You kiss her hand. Much better. All right. You see what I'm saying? What about shaking her hand while giving her a hug? Shaking her hand and giving her a hug? How do you even do that at the same time? Like a bro handshake? Hell no. You're the homie. All aboard the friend zone express. Woo. Like, are you kidding me? You're the homie. You give her one of these, the dap ups and the hug, the side hug with it. Come on now. No. You got to do something that increases sexual tension, that points at the possibility of romance. Mexican's doing magic tricks on it. Yeah, I was wondering, like, how the fuck you do both of those things at the same time? But yeah, that's the answer to your question, though. Break the touch barrier correctly. You'll know you're breaking the touch barrier when you're grabbing her hand and you're holding it softly for a few seconds, or you're hugging her, but both your arms are underneath both her arms and her arms are over your shoulder, right? And it's not one side hug thing. It's like you're grabbing her like completely by like the bottom part of her rib cage, and she's grabbing you like over your shoulder, your shoulders. or touch the small of her back to move her aside or redirect her while she's moving, or hold her hands from the side while you walk with her, or something like that. Something that only touch her the way you would touch your girlfriend, essentially, right? That's how you break the touch barrier. I text this girl too much and she pulled. Didn't I already answer this question or no? I texted this girl, she pulled back. How do I get her attention back? Indicate disinterest first, and then instigate. Essentially, say something that makes her feel like, you're not interested in her anymore to start with, and then after that, you give her a chance to qualify herself. That's what you do. Does that also mean I have to? Already answered that one. She threatened her parents and ex with a knife. Damn, crazy bitch. I like her. Because here's the thing about crazy women. They're only bad if you don't know how to use them correctly. A woman that passionate can be used for some amazing feats if you know what to do, if you know how to use them correctly. Sounds like fun, like a fun girl, like gamer. Yes, me too. Them crazy women turn me on for real. For real. Crazy girls are useful. I think all my girls are crazy. Some more than others, but crazy girls are very useful. Crazy women are fucking useful. I love them. Challenge accepted. Indeed. Is frugality a sign of weakness? Oh, absolutely. Oh, gross. If there's one thing you can't be as a man, it's frugal. You can't be. Like, a rich man that's frugal is just as useless as a poor man. Do you understand? It's very, frugality. It's not just that. It's a sign of how you think and how unattractive that mindset is. It's almost like if you crash and burn with them, it'll still be a fun ride. Exactly, with the crazy girls. But back to frugality. How do I explain this in a way that'll make sense? It's not just a sign of weakness, as in it makes you look like a weaker man. It's a sign of fear, right? It might not even make sense when I say it like that, like it's a sign of fear. But why would you want to be frugal except you're scared of losing everything? You see the point? You shouldn't do anything in life that indicates or hints at the possibility of fear being in you. And frugality is one of those things. When you're frugal all the time, I want to save on this, I want to save on that, this, that, I want to... Gross. You should live life with more vigor than that. Now, am I saying blow all your money and be reckless with your money? No. But definitely be generous. Be generous. It's okay. You won't die. Be generous. My friend came to my city for 10 days and I offered him to stay at my place, but he's still here. A month later. Okay, that makes sense. What should I do to make him leave without being mean? The reason he hasn't left is because you're not mean. So you have to be mean. See, the beautiful thing about like social dynamics, game, behavioral science, all that good stuff, is that one of the major lessons you learn is that the solution to your problem is in the anxiety you're running away from. Right? The one solution to your problem is the one thing you're running away from. Oh, how do I do this without being mean? Fuck that. He's there and taking advantage of you and your space because you're not mean enough, bitch. Get to being mean. Like, hey, listen, it's been fun. I only gave you this space for 10 days. It's been 30. You need to get the fuck out before you start paying rent here. Are you willing to pay rent? I didn't think so. Get the fuck on out. Out. I need my space back. I got shit to do. Money to make, bitches to fuck, workout routines to finish. Get out. Literally. And until you do that, why would he budge? Who the fuck goes, oh, I've been taking advantage of this person for long enough. I'm gonna leave now. Nobody's that nice. No human is that nice. You need to give them, put bra aside right now, exactly. You need to give them a reason, right? To move and have urgency. He has no sense of urgency right now because you're not putting any on him. So go home, right? Because I know you're probably not even texting this from the house. Go home and be like, hey, it's been fun. The fuck on out. Beat it. All right, next question. How do you correct if you've shown weakness in front of her? Show strength in front of her. You correct one by showing the opposite and show more strength than usual, honestly. But in a calm, confident, and playful way, of course. Not necessarily that I can, but if that's the way to go, shit, I'll work extra hours. All right, I remember that one. I remember that. Maybe pay for small stuff I want to correct to prove the point, but not necessarily the rent, for example. That should work. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Is there a limit to how extremely I can do whatever? I already answered that one. But yeah, small stuff here and there. Whatever, like if that leaky roof, pay for a plumber to come fix it or whatever. Or pay for the quick dry cement that you can use to fix it. That one weird faucet, fix that shit. Buy a faucet off of Amazon or whatever. Like, be handy around the house too. Cook stuff around the house too. Cooking is a very valuable skill. I don't care. Oh, women cook. Fuck all that. Learn to cook. Learn to cook. It'll save your fucking life, dude. Learn to cook. If no one speaks harshly at the person that's cooking for the whole house. It's usually the mom. But imagine it became you. You would hold so much power. Because everyone knows if they want a delicious meal, they gotta come at you. Alright, they gotta make sure they're on your good side. Because you control their fucking bellies. Very, very valuable skill. I'm a great cook. I'm gonna do that. Good. Start cooking meals like weeks in advance. Like just keeping shit in the freezer. That's a good way to do it. Shut up. I made you feel. Not necessarily like that, but like it'll be a subtle threat almost. Let me see. Not necessarily extra. Limit. Sean Strickland, 100% protector type, right? Yeah. Sean Strickland is 100%, is as 100% as they come. You know, at the very least, guys should learn how to use an air fryer. At the very least, for real, air fryer, oven, micro. I don't care. Just learn how to cook something, anything. Thanks for the heart as always, Cosman. Damn, Cosman, you've been putting in work with all these gifts. Didn't I ask you to IG me yesterday? I haven't checked my IG yet, though, so you probably have already. But yeah, shout out to Cosman. But yeah, seriously. Sean Strickland, pure protector type. John Jones, I would say Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Who else? No, most of those guys are like, they have like the willingness to provide too, or they're provider types with a high willingness to protect. But there are no provider types in fighting though. There's absolutely none. There's like not a single provider type in fighting. It doesn't exist. You can't be a fighter in a provider type. Khamzat Chimaev, protector type. Maybe not the purest, but definitely protector type. Protector type. What's his name? Shavkat Rakhmonov, protector type. Daniel Cormier is a provider type with the willingness to protect. Yeah. Who else? I want to see if there's more provider type examples. Like there should be a few. Uriah Hall for me is one of the best examples of a provider type with the willingness to protect. One of the best examples as a fighter. And it's the reason why he never became champion, in my opinion. I think Justin Bieber is like a perfect, pure provider type. Justin Bieber? No. He's not a pure one. He's got some willingness to protect in there, but he's not a pure one. Robert Whittaker. Oh, I love Robert Whittaker. Protected with the willingness to provide. Love Robert Whittaker. One of the better examples of a protector with the willingness to provide. One of the better examples. Then there's Izzy. Izzy is weird. Izzy, I would say, like this is gonna sound weird, but he really is, in my opinion, half and half protector provider. half and fucking half. It's very rare you find guys that are like perfectly split down the middle like that. But Izzy, I would say, is like perfectly split down the middle. Half and half. Protector, provider type. For real. Middleman. Straight middleman. Do you learn a lot about life by getting punched in the face? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. First of all, do your best not to get punched in the face. Second of all, if you are going to get punched in the face, don't be scared to get punched in the face. Third, make sure you return fire. Make sure you return fire. Punish the person for punching you back. Maybe younger JB was pure provider. No. If anything, he was more protector. Young JB that was out here peeing in mop buckets and drinking Hennessy out the bottle? Come on now. Don't mess with light-skinned Bieber. Come on now. He was more protector growing. Like, I would say he's become more provider type over the years. But younger JB was definitely more selfish. Definitely more self-centered. Definitely more protector type, for sure. For sure. Young JB was a menace. Ask any... Listen, I'm a Justin Bieber fan. Right? I'm probably as much a Justin Bieber fan as I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. Right? Like, I've been a Bieber fan since I was 16. And I'm proud to say that any day. I was that weird kid in class back in high school. Ask anyone that went to high school with me. I would do the fucking baby routine dance on the desk. I was that kid. And then right after Naruto run away, like this. I was that weird kid in high school. I know what I'm talking about. Then I thought Whitaker is more like a provider type. Now, he has a lot of willingness to provide for sure, but he is a protector type. No doubt. He definitely is a protector type. To be fair though, I think he's just about the only Australian fighter that is a protector type. The rest of them are more provider types for sure. For sure. Like, what's his name? Fuck, I forget this name. The guy in, he's in light heavyweight. The guy that celebrates by doing the sword thing. Provider type. Jace the Bieber fan. Fair enough. I'm okay with it. I love me some Bieber. Let's see. Who else is like a provider type? Ooh, you know who? What's his name? Moreno. First Mexican champion? Moreno. Yeah, provider type. Provider with the willingness to protect. Sing some real quick. I don't even know if I can hit those notes anymore. Some Justin Bieber would be like the older ones. The one I was singing the other day was First Dance. I close my eyes. I see me, you at the park. We both been waiting so long for this day to come. Now that it's here, let's make it special. Oh, I can't even do that. I'm posting this on YouTube later, and they will copyright me. Let me chill out. Ian Gary. Oh, provider type. Provider type with the willingness to protect. Very massive willingness to protect. That's why he's a good fighter. Like, say what you want about him, and he's definitely a cuck, but he's definitely a good fighter. That we got Nigerian JB before JC6. Nigerian JB is crazy, because that was my nickname in high school. I can never escape that name, man. It's crazy. I can never escape that shit. Anyway, let me get back to this. Sean Strickland, I enjoy taking it to the extreme and then being soft on the back end, like once things calm down, if you get what I mean. Yes, I do. I've been considering that approach with gaming girls too. It'll work. Can you repeat for me what I was getting gas? Oh, okay. How to know when she's a 7 or 8. How to figure out if she has high self-esteem. So the way to do that is tease her and see how she responds. The way a woman responds to getting teased will tell you everything you need to know about her. She can either take it well or tease you back, which is high levels of self-esteem, when they can, just take the tease and be okay with it. Or they take it too personal, or they get offended, lower self-esteem. The thing about low self-esteem is that it seeks to be protected at all times, right? So you tell a girl something that she might not like to hear, and instead of just taking it as a joke or firing back at you, she gets offended. That's how low self-esteem works. Nigerian JB or John Jones for the day. For the day, like, who should I hang out with? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm more John Jones these days, so, Let's see. But if you do that online, even with sevens or on the first approach, girls get turned off. Oh yeah, we answered that one. Let's see. I texted this girl too much. Alright, answer that one too. No, like that meme. Haha, you're both of them. Oh, I see. Like, get you a man that can do both. Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Provider, protector. Protector with the willingness to provide. It's got to both be in there. Don't feel bad about leaving home late. You're talking to an Indian. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Thanks for the rose, guys. But yeah, being from a third world home or an immigrant home means you're gonna leave home late. It is gonna happen. Honestly, I don't even call it late, to be honest. I still think at 23, 24 leaving home, I did it super fucking early. You really have no business leaving home until you have, at least in my opinion, at least $70,000 to $80,000 saved up. I did not have that when I left the first time. So, I mean, the first time, that's why I came back, right? But yeah, for sure. Like literally, keep that in mind. Do not leave home too early. Do not leave home too early. You need to do your best to save. Let's see. I feel like it's more the mysterious type of intelligence. It's more practical intelligence that matters. That's why I'm in the gym every day. Was a nerd though, for real. It's okay to be a nerd, but be sexy too. If there's one thing I'm still not used to as a Nigerian in America, it's the idea that the nerd and the jock are like two entirely different people. I grew up both those people at the same time. I was the guy that was the captain of the soccer team and the debate team in high school. So it never made sense to me to be like one or the other. What's wrong with doing both? You feel me? It's okay to do both. I do disagree with the point of not believing in delusion, though. Exactly. Like with Alex Hormozi, he was delusional, right? How ironic is that? The guy that tells you, "Oh, don't be delusional, be practical." Who the fuck else would quit their high-paying six-figure salary job to drive their beat-up Toyota Prius across the country to go essentially live in the gym and work for free for someone and live in the house with 3 other roommates? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, who would do that? Who would take that kind of risk? Someone that is fucking delusional. That's who. Who would wake up one morning and decide, I want to be the most famous entrepreneur on planet Earth? A delusional motherfucker. That's who. So it's ironic he says don't be delusional, but if you look at his story, bro's more delusional than anybody. You feel me? I'd say he's not giving bad advice. Again, he doesn't realize that's what he's doing. Let's see. He blamed it on suicidal ideation. I call cap. Me too. Cap. Straight cap. And this isn't the first time Alex Hormozi has been caught capping either. You know, he does, again, I love the guy, but the reason I love the guy is because I can tell he's hiding demons. You know, I can tell. There's a few people I love like that. Like, people that are trying their best to play this I'm a nice guy role, and it's like, you're a piece of shit in there, aren't you? Like Keith Lee. Keith Lee is another one. I love me some Keith Lee. But that guy used to be a fighter in Bellator. Really think about it. Fighter in Bellator? Knock niggas out, choke them out, and then come in front of the camera talking about some God is amazing? Like, come on, son. You got some piece of shit in you too. And I can't wait till y'all find out. I already know. So when it happens, I won't be surprised. Right? Whatever scandal it is. I don't know. Keith Lee, a protector. Straight protector type. Listen. He's just like Michael Jackson. Protector type, trying to play the role of the provider in public. Trying to be the nice guy. God is amazing. Today I got this amazing food from here. We're going to try it and rate it 1 to 10. God is amazing. God bless you. Have an amazing evening. That guy's a piece of shit. I'm telling you. Again, not like in a disparaging way. I'm not saying that as like hating on him. I love Keith Lee. But I love him because I can see the struggle in his eyes. He's trying hard not to let y'all find out. He can be about his evil when he wants to be, man. I know there's a piece of shit in there lurking. I don't know what his vice is. I don't know what his shadow looks like. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, When y'all find out, ooh, it's gonna break the internet. Ooh. And I'm gonna love it all the way. I'm gonna love it. I'm probably gonna make a video about this later too. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. Plus, didn't Keith Lee say he met his current wife while she was dating someone? Oh, perfect, right there. He did, by the way. He met his current wife while she was dating someone else while he was working with her. He was the fucking work husband that stole the guy's girlfriend. You think provider types are doing that shit? That's a particular type of thing. He's selfish. He's like, yeah, fuck that guy and the life he's trying to build with this bitch. I want her. And he took her. And he took her. He straight took that bitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can see the signs, man. It's in there. That boy did not care about no boyfriend. Exactly. God is amazing. Have an amazing day. Oh, what's that? You have a boyfriend? That's completely fine. Just take everything I said as a compliment. God is amazing. Have an amazing... That's what you would think he would do. Nope. Straight took her. Took her. Took her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't wait till y'all find out he's a piece of shit. I'm going to be happy. You know, as a fellow piece of shit, right? Because I don't hide my shit. I tell y'all all the time what my flaws are. I don't give a fuck. But... when the world finds out about him, it's gonna be shattering. It's gonna be earth shattering. It's gonna be like when Tiger Woods got caught out being a fucking player. That same type of thing. Oh, it's gonna be. But here's the thing though. He's an actual protector type. Which means when he does get caught, and mark my words on this, when he does get caught up, he is not going to apologize for shit. You think he gives a fuck what y'all think when y'all find out about him? Please. Please. Please don't catch on that I'm a bad guy. Those guys are funny. Trust me, he's not even gonna like, you know, it's not gonna faze him. It's not gonna, like, when y'all catch him, it's gonna be like the flimsiest, goofiest looking apology you've ever seen. And then it's back to business. He won't give a fuck. He won't care. Oh, I can't wait. I'm getting energized just thinking about it, man. I'm getting energized. I can't wait till y'all find out he's a piece of shit. I love me some Keith Lee, man. Love that guy. Let's see. Thank the Lord I have a six-pack. Indeed. What's the next series gonna be? That's gonna be a surprise. But it's gonna be connected to like the last compliance series. We gotta call these guys hidden protectors. Ooh, we should do that. All right, so Michael Jackson, hidden protector. Michael Jordan. Keith Lee, obviously. Who else would be a good example of like a protector type trying to hide under the radar? You know, for a long time, Kendrick Lamar too. Right? He just kind of stayed on his own. He's just like, you know, I am Kendrick Lamar. And then one day he dropped the control verse and everyone found out like, oh shit, this guy means business. But yeah, who else? John Jones is in there, bro. Oh, ooh. Why did I forget about John Jones? He's like the best example of that. Okay, no, he's not the best. I wouldn't say he's the best example because we all know he's a piece of shit now, right? Like Keith Lee, no one still knows. Everyone still thinks he's genuinely a nice guy, right? John Jones, we already know. So you can't. He's not as good at hiding it as Keith Lee. So you can't call him the poster child of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's definitely one of them. John Jones, but he bad at hiding it. Exactly. So bad at hiding. Oh my God, he's terrible at hiding it. That man hit a pregnant lady in his first instinct. Like really, you'll be able to judge a man's type by their first instinct under pressure. He hit the car of a pregnant lady, and his first instinct was, I'm gonna book it because fuck that shit. Like that was his first instinct, a piece of shit instinct. It wasn't, let me go check to see what's happening. Let me go see what's going on. Yeah, he booked it. He booked it. First instinct, he saw a live security camera footage of someone breaking into his house. Did he call the cops? No. Did he wake up his kids or his wife? No. He ran out there in his flip-flops with a shotgun. Jesus, Jones. Sean Strickland just did the same thing too, right? These goddamn protector types, man. Sean Strickland just did the same thing. What? Exactly. Guys, I promise I'm not bad. Hee manic laugh. Evil genius laugh, for real. These guys are dangerous, man. Those are some of the most dangerous type of guys. The guys that hide it, ugh, terrible. Let's see. Fall back, she's come around. Good. Although I have to say, me personally, I know all that, but I already read that too. Have you ever been with a 9 or 10 long term? I'm doing that right now with several. I've realized men and women act somewhat the same. I've seen a girl use these tips on guys. What tips exactly? Which ones? Because whenever you see those, understand something. It'll work if men use it. It won't work if women use it. One thing, and I've seen this a lot too, a lot of dating coaches on this app that tell women, do this, do that, do this, girlies. And it's like, it won't work for you. And if it does work, it'll only work to get the weak men you don't want anyway. If, like, for instance, one thing I talk about all the time is tension is compliance, right? Because you want to be able to set the frame when you're talking to a girl. Now, imagine you give that advice to a woman, and the woman is holding the frame in the conversation. Is she going to have respect for the man she's talking to? No. And if she doesn't have respect for that man, how is she going to be attracted to him? She's not. Men, we don't need to be we don't need to respect the woman we are attracted to. Respect is not a prerequisite of attraction for us. But for women, it is. You see how that works? So the same things that work for us don't work the other way around for them. It doesn't. So if you see women giving that advice, it's not working for them. I promise you it's not. How are these guys gonna act? Gonna ask? Is that what you're saying? Ask you if you date 9s and 10s. Law, what else would you be doing? I don't know, man. Like, I'm guessing it's a new person, man. They're new. You gotta forgive them, Ryu. Be patient. Forgive them. Let's see. That's what I meant by pancake. I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna snitch on you. You gonna call her pancake because she got cake? I'm gonna snitch on you. I'm snitching. I'm snitching. In fact, I'm gonna make it sound worse when I tell her. I'm gonna tell her you said something like, you called her pancake with no pan, or something like that. I'm gonna make it worse. I'm gonna make it worse somehow, and I'm gonna tell her, now you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. These hidden protectors moving like Kira, bro. For real. For real. I need to find more examples. Who are more examples of that? Honestly, you might want to put Obama in there. I remember someone on the live recently was like, Obama is a provider type, and I'm like, no, he's a protector type. And then it occurred to me later, it might be because he's good at hiding it. Obama is a fucking protector type. Don't get it twisted. That man is gangster, but he knows how to play the nice guy. I'm jovial, I'm political type of role. Because of her race, not her cake. I'm gonna say because of her cake. I'm gonna put you in trouble. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna put you in trouble. Yeah. I think CR7 is the opposite of a hidden protector, low key. Messi is a hidden protector type. Messi. I almost forgot about Messi. Messi's one of the best examples of a hidden protector type. That guy is one of the most dangerous. Like, it's John Jones and then him. Literally. Keith Lee, John Jones, him. One of the best examples. Alright, bro, don't blame me if she sees me as disagreeable in the chat. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. But yeah, Messi's definitely up there. What about shaking her hand while giving her a hug? Oh, I already read that one. Oh yeah, lots of guys forget Obama called in them drone strikes. For real, man. Obama don't play. Obama is a G, man. Obama is a terrible human being when he wants to be. For real. Let's see. How do you continue gaming women when they're giving short responses and being icy and stuff? In other words, how do you speak without expecting a reply? I find it difficult to speak with that level of certainty for a long time. Tell stories. That's the best shortcut I can give you, Ryu. if you're telling the story, you don't, like, no one's ever told a story and then asked a question in the middle of it. Except it was an interactive story, but you don't need to tell those type of stories. Literally just tell stories. Tell stories. That is your solution. Let's see. Bro, I texted her back or crested her back while holding her hand in the best way I can explain, but whatever. Crested her back? Oh, caressed? Is that what you mean? Jesus Christ. Oh, you caressed her back while holding her hand. How were you holding her hand? Like this? Like this? Like you were slow dancing her? Is that what you meant? Trump up there as well. Nah, Trump is not hidden. Trump is like he lets the world see how much of a protector type he is. He be taking risk in front of everybody. Like he's very controversial. Like he's right up. He's open about it. He don't hide that shit. He don't be hiding at all. Let's see. Michigan's doing the bachata with Diesel. That's what I was thinking too. Like, was he like slow dancing or doing the fucking tango? Frugality is being afraid to risk. I'm happy you said that, Prav Dog. You caught it. Well said. So like have a bunch of my sleeve prepared for those moments. Bunch of what exactly? The hidden providers or protectors, I mean? I've given up on relationships. I just want money. What kind of gay shit is that? What? Giving up on a relationship. Listen, all right. Let me try to be nice. Listen. No, I can't be nice because like who you saying that to? We don't care. That's more bitches for me. Okay, let me try to be nice. Let me try to be nice. The only reason you're giving up on relationships is because you suck at them. That's it. Let's be honest with ourselves. You suck. Oh, stories? Okay, good. You suck at relationships. That's why you don't want to be in them anymore. If you worked on the skill, you would be better. Just like you want to work on money, you'd be better at that. Simple as that. But if you think making more money is going to solve the relationship problem, you're about to learn a very harsh lesson, my friend. A very harsh lesson. The same one Will Smith learned, the same one Johnny Depp learned, the same one Michael B. Jordan learned, the same one John Cena learned, the same one Elon Musk learned. You're about to learn. Learn. Money doesn't solve a lack of skill with women. Sorry. It doesn't. Don't ever educate them, we take it all. You see, Ryu speaks to the protector type part of me. He speaks to that more selfish part of me. And to be a good teacher is essentially to be a provider type, right? I have to always tap into that part of me that wants to give value for free. But goddamn it, I agree with Ryu. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, I give up a relationship. Look at get fucked. What, you think it's gonna stop my bitches? Or Ryu's bitches? You saying that doesn't mean shit to anybody that already lives in abundance. It's like a poor person being like, again, let me reverse it. It's like a poor person being like, oh, I give up on trying to make money. I'm just gonna go fuck some bitches. All the rich dudes are gonna look at him like, so? I still live in my mansion. Exactly. Stupid. Come on. Someone pinned his comment as the pin of shame. Don't do that. It's unnecessary. Don't do that. I'm gonna tame Knife Girl. Please do. Crazy girls are the best. You can't fuck money. Yes, it's true. You cannot fuck money. You can't. You can use money to buy a sex doll. Maybe you can do that. Hey, what's going on, Dimitri? More I give, the more it comes back. People who lack abundance tend to hoard a lot. Exactly. People who lack abundance see money as a zero-sum game, and it's not. It's a cycle. It's a spinning wheel. And getting rich is just placing yourself at the right part of that wheel. That's it. It's abundance, baby. I feel like Vivek Ramaswamy might be a hidden protector, too. Oh, the politician. Vivek Ramaswamy. Yeah. Actually, no. Honestly, from everything, I might be wrong. I haven't done my extensive research on them, right? I did a few videos about him on my other channel. But from everything I've seen, he looks more like a provider type that's really trying to sell the protector side of him. He doesn't look like he's comfortable being a protector type. Mm-mm. He's not the risk taker he's trying to act like he is. He's playing a role. You feel me? He's giving me Drake. It's giving very much Drake. He's really a soft guy, but he's trying to play up that I can be disagreeable part of it. It's not believable to me. Call me crazy, I think he's a 50-50 like Adesanya. You think so? We'll see. There'll be more tests. There'll be more tests. So I will see how he responds to them. There'll be more. We'll see. Are dictators, tyrants, all protector types? Pretty much, yeah. You have to be to become that kind of person. You have to be. That's why they're amazing in that role. He could condition himself into that protector part. You get me? Maybe it's just me being uneducated about him. Let me go find more evidence of him being gangster, because I don't have enough. I really don't have enough. Let's see. The girl, hey, what's going on, Profilo? How you doing, man? Let's see. Tell your mom to shut up. It's crazy. I probably said that. Don't tell your mom to shut up. Don't do that. That's rude and mean and disrespectful and dishonorable. But you do have to tell her from time to time that you're going to take the reins. Okay? What was JFK? John F. Kennedy, from everything I know about him, he was definitely more like the protector type that was willing to provide. He was one of them type of guys, right? And I think that was his undoing. He was willing to, fight power, or the powers that were at the time, and it cost him his life, Bro, cooking takes time out my day. I pay for my meal prep. Guess it's good to learn though. Meal prep isn't bad. Like, I do meal preps all the time. Like, me and my girl, we get these protein shakes from this protein store. We can blend them ourselves, but fuck it, let them do it. Have it delivered to us. But you get what I'm saying? Like, sure, if you want to do that. But I genuinely enjoy cooking. I was a latchkey kid. I grew up an only child. I'm not an only child anymore. But I enjoy cooking. I love cooking. It's fun for me. If you want to check out more of him, his Breakfast Club interview was a interesting watch. Okay, I'll go check it out. We'll see. And the Breakfast Club is actually a good one too, because I know how to get on the Breakfast Club. Let's see if you can handle that fire. Let's see. Jace, love you, man. Love you too, brother. You forgot the initiation process. I haven't checked my Instagram yet. My bad. I will check to see your message. What do you think about telling that girl, the girl that you ghosted because you're too much for her, that you know that she did that because she can't handle you, but in a flirty way? I say that all the time. Dude, I literally call that out all the time. I say that all the fucking time. All the time. Also, can you tell us more about warm approaches? All a warm approaches is an approach you make to a woman that you have favorable logistics with. So basically, girls you see at your school, in the same classes, the job, church, or mosque, or other place of worship. Basically, if you frequent the same location with her as often as possible, and you have a fairly good idea of when she's going to be there, that's a warm approach. If you have a built-in social circle around both of you because of whatever logistics or proximity thing, that's a warm approach. And the best way to treat a warm approach is to let your reputation precede you, essentially. Remember what you told me to tell Russian girl? What did I tell you to tell her? I can't remember. I think Justin Bieber is like a perfect... Oh, no, I already read that one. I know he's not. How to escalate there, or how to ask for info, contact her. Oh, with warm approaches? Again, the reputation preceding you is the most important part. When you have your reputation precede you, asking for her number is no longer going to be like a weird thing. It's just gonna be like, it's kind of weird that we're always here and we're always seeing each other. But I do enjoy talking to you though. Let's keep talking over the phone. Take my number. And always, oh, by the way, when it comes to warm approaches, always give your contact. It's easier that way. It's less committal. It puts the pressure on her to respond to you. So give your contact. Give your phone number, your Instagram, whatever. Oh, by the way, you can also take the Instagram or give the Instagram. Why? Because with warm approaches, you have more time to, build your way into things. It's not like a cold approach where you have to get the number so it can be more consequential. In a warm approach, you can take your time. To calibrate and be sweet in regards to the date. Oh, yeah. When I told you to offer up a new date, yeah. What happened with her? Let's see. Environmental protector only in your environment. That's more of a provider thing. Protectors don't really, protectors are concrete everywhere. They're that way everywhere. They might hide it in some places, but they definitely, they're always going to be protector. Providers are the ones that are, usually conditional like that. Remember what you told me? Oh, wait a minute. I feel like I skipped a bunch of questions. Holy shit, I did. My bad. TikTok, canceled a bunch of messages again. Fuck. Sorry, guys. If I skipped your question, my bad. Alex Pereira, protector type. Protector, I would say with the willingness to provide. Actually, no. I would say he's a protector type with the willingness to provide, playing up the role of pure protector type. That's who Alex Pereira is. He definitely has the willingness to provide in there, but, he plays up the whole chama type of thing, right? The big lifeless statue, right? Volkanovski, pure protector type. That crazy motherfucker. Purest of protector types. Pure. That crazy bitch. So pure. Let's see. And Gary. Oh, I already answered that one. Ben Askren. Prime Ben Askren, even in his prime, was still a provider type. A provider type with the willingness to protect. A provider type with the willingness and the world-class skills to protect. Think of him, I put him in the same category as Daniel Cormier. Which, by the way, I didn't even think about that. His fight and the build-up to the fight with him and Masvidal, that's a great example of a protector versus a provider. Literally. It's just like John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. It's that same type of thing. Yeah, so I can tell her that over the phone, or does it have to be text or voice note? Either way is fine. I would say probably call her though. If you can't, then text her, but try to call her. I've noticed that my friends are scared to talk to girls. When they see me talk to them, they think I just dunked on Kobe. Yeah, if you're the one friend in your friend group that talks to girls and the rest don't, that's the reaction you expect. We broke up. Then we ended up making out. What's your thoughts? Huh? You didn't word that well, but I'm guessing you broke up, then you made up afterwards. There's still feelings for each other. That's all it means. If you want her back, you can try to get her back. What makes Volk so much a protector type? His risk-taking ability. Volkanovski, of every fighter in the UFC right now, I think, is the craziest when it comes to risk-taking. Him, okay, maybe not the craziest, but he's up there. It's him, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Those three are a different level of crazy. That's why they're some of the best pure protector types, for sure. Could calling and her not picking up come off as needy since she left me on delivered? No, you're fine. This is a girl you've seen before, a girl you have had physical rapport with. You're allowed to have a little more entitlement around that, a little more. Let's see. I'm dead, bro. Man out here singing. That's when I was singing. Let's see. We broke up. Then we had the best make out. What's your thought? Yeah, I mean, feelings are flying all over the place. It might be that she likes you better when you're out of reach, which makes sense. It's women 101, right? So she might prefer you when she still has to chase you from outside the confines of a relationship. Keep that in mind. The slave story that he got clowned for, very funny too. Keith Lee, a protector. Slave story. Who told a slave story? Who are we talking about? Alex Hormozi does look like a protector type, though. He pretends to be a provider, though. Yes. We gotta put him on there, too. The list of protector types that pretend to be providers. For sure. He's on that list. In fact, you know what? I would say, now that I'm thinking about it, a good portion of the fitness industry is like that. A good portion of them. C-Bum is like that. C-Bum might be one of the best at hiding his protector type abilities. He might, Chris Bumstead, the best bodybuilder in the world right now. He might be the fucking best. And it's beginning to slip out too. You see him getting these new tattoos and everything. But he's one of the best at hiding it. Like he gets the benefit of the doubt too, because like he's just a nice Canadian guy. But nah, that motherfucker's a serial killer. Mark my words. You don't know it yet, but you'll see it. That motherfucker, like, I don't think people understand. He might be Aaron Hernandez 2.0. If you don't know who Aaron Hernandez is, go and Google that. Alex Hormozi with his work ethic, yeah, sure. But it's not even just his work ethic. It's all his decision making all through. The guy is a fucking risk taker through and through. It's ridiculous. Chris Bumstead is yes, he is. I didn't see the rest of that. It disappeared. But yes, Chris Bumstead is he's dangerous, man. He's dangerous. He's fucking dangerous. What did you mean by shadow? Your dark side, your hidden side. The side of you that you don't allow the world to see. You know? And if here's how it works usually. The guys who try to hide how evil they are, or I'll put it like this. The guys who try to keep showing how nice they are usually very evil in the inside. And the guys who have no problem showing you how evil they are usually like softies in the inside. That's how it works. Your shadow isn't necessarily the bad part of you. It's just the part of you keep hidden. The part of you don't want the world to see. Oh, you meant the story? Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. How do you know to judge with teasing, asking for compliance, and rewarding than comforting them? Do you do it again and again? One time, the first time is enough to know like how they respond to it. You can do it over and again, sure, but the first time is more than enough. The slave story Alex Hormozi told, comparing it to his work ethic. When he talked about like slaves work day and night so he can do it. You can see the psychopath slip out there, can't you? You can see. But here's the thing, though. In his defense, that motherfucker works. You can't deny it. Maybe not to the same extent as slaves. Maybe not in the same unconducive environment as slaves. But by God, he does work kind of like a slave, though. I understand his point when he said that. This is how you know I'm a psychopath too. When he said that, I saw nothing wrong with it. I was like, yep, makes sense. Yep. Oh, yep. I had to go watch other videos online to realize, I can see how other people took that to mean something different or something bad. Me personally, I just completely extracted the value from it. Work like a slave because our ancestors did it, so I can do it. And I can do it even better because I have the technology to pull it off. Cool. Makes sense. Work ethic. Let's go. And I'd like to think from everything that's been happening, even recently, you can see my work ethic. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Psychopaths for the win. Nah, he's right. I watched that piece of shit when it came out and didn't know people cared, but it tells a lot. It does. It does. It does. It tells a lot about him, tells a lot about people. Gotta call these guys hidden protectors, indeed. Keith Lee, the UFC fighter? No, Kevin Lee, the UFC fighter, who is Keith Lee's older brother, by the way. Keith Lee, at the same time when Kevin Lee was fighting in the UFC, Keith Lee was fighting in Bellator. These are fighters and brothers. They're brothers. And they have a third one who is in jail right now and isn't coming out for, I think, another 7 years. All three of them brothers crazy, bro. All three of them guys crazy. All of them. All of them. They're all crazy like, really? Your brother went to jail. Your other one is a fighter in the UFC. And you're like, God is amazing. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You are a piece of shit. I can smell you. But I love you, though. I love you. Not piece of shit, lol. I meant podcast. Alex Hormozi? Yeah. Let's see. We were talking about the same thing. I watched that podcast when I said, okay, I read piece of shit, my bad. I watched that podcast when it came out. Fair enough. My bad. Let's see. Would you call yourself a good person who does bad things or a bad person who does good things? It's a good ass question. I'm a person that tries to do good. But sometimes, in order to do good, in order to achieve good, you have to do some bad things. I'm definitely an ends justifies the means type of person. For sure. Observe when Layla posts him and also C-Bum's girl posts them. They are head over heels. Exactly. Those girls are obsessed with them. You know how much a girl gotta love you to get on testosterone replacement therapy for you? Like, come on. I love you, bro. Answered that question. You answered that question like John Jones did. How did John Jones answer that question? Oh no. Every time people make comparisons between me and John Jones, I get a little scared, like, holy shit. Oh no. Like me? Oh, come on. Don't tease me like that, man. Oh, God. Guys, I promise I'm not a bad guy. Hee hee, manic laugh. Shit. Bro, the worst thing about John Jones hitting the pregnant woman is when he came back to crash, to the crash, to get money from his car and then left again. Exactly. You see what I'm talking about? The selfishness, the risk-taking ability, because he already hit the car and ran away. And then he went, oh, no, I got to make sure there's no trace of me in the scene. Then he takes the risk to go back. That's how you know he knew the person he hit was pregnant. Because there's no way he ran past that same car twice and didn't notice. Selfish, man. Protector type shit. Ends justifies the means, fire mentality. Be careful with it. Be careful. You might end up doing some things that, are less than ideal. Keep that in mind. Do with that information what you must. My girl worries when I can understand and find protectors online relatable. Yes, mine too. All mine too, shit. When we first met, the girl that I keep showing you guys, when we first met, and we're gonna call her Pancakes now. That's her new nickname. She's gonna kill me. But when we first met, she would be always worried about the kind of persons I would, talk about. Like, even till now, she's still like sus about me and Kanye. I love Kanye. Sometimes I speak highly of like Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and shit like that. And even like at one point, remember when 6ix9ine came out of jail and rocked the world? Yeah. So, yeah, your girl's job is to worry about the people you look up to. Let's see. I was talking about this with Sammy, how we have psychopathic traits, but both of us don't care, and you shouldn't, honestly. You shouldn't. They're useful. Don't let them consume you. But they're useful. They're useful. You'd be surprised how much you can achieve when you really need things to work and you're willing to step on anyone to get it done. It's important to have that competitive drive to you. It's important. We in control of the poppy, no worries. No, I trust you guys. And just because it's you guys, you know, I know you guys, so I can trust you guys. Your fight or flight instinct, but the fact that even after those emotions cool down, he still did that. Like, imagine his adrenaline comes down, he realizes what he's done. His first thought isn't about the pregnant woman, it's about the money. Exactly. It's about the money and his ID to make sure he can, like, you know, try to not be in the scene anymore. You know? They use the compliance from men to get money. Yes, talking about the female dating coaches that teach women how to get weak men. Exactly. No Diddy indeed. You hear what Diddy did recently? God damn. Well, not recently, but they just released video footage of Diddy straight molly-whopping Cassie Ventura. That is one of the hardest videos I have seen in a while. Like, I showed my girl and she cried, man. Like, holy shit, dude. Damn near give me PTSD. Late to the live, what are some of those psychopathic traits? Disagreeability, selfishness, risk-taking ability. Let's see. Thank you for the advice, man. Things will work out, I'm sure. I'm sure too. Just make sure you be disciplined about the plan, okay? Jace, should we spill the secrets? I answered as politically correct as I can. Risk-taking ability, disagreeability, and you know, being selfish. Just keep it at that. Let's see. Vivek Ramaswamy. Bro, he not ready for them with that mindset. Exactly. I know what you're talking about too. When Benzino was like, you gave him the protective trio, but no complaints on my end. Fair enough. Just hit him up with that. Just the trio, and that's it. What is the difference between being a protector and faking to be a protector and being an environmental protector? Protector only in your environment. So again, no such thing as an environmental protector, but there's a lot of fake protectors all the time, and usually the fake protectors are the providers with the willingness to protect. So think about what just happened with Drake, trying to act tough, like, oh, I'm this guy, I'm that kind of guy, I'm a mobster, and then like Kendrick Lamar, an actual protector type, washed him down, right? So you can see the difference in level of risk-taking ability, and that'll show you like, okay, this guy isn't really about that. So look at Drake's last diss track, right? His very first instinct when he got called a pedophile was tell the world, I'm not a pedophile. I don't like Millie Bobby Brown, even though no one mentioned her name, right? I knew you were going to come at me with that Epstein angle. He was more concerned with saving his reputation than just attacking his opponent back. That's how you know who the real protector types are not. You see what I'm saying? What are environmental protector types? They don't exist. They're not real. Like, protector types are consistent through any environment. If you're a risk taker in one environment, you're a risk taker in all environments. And this idea that protector types can like dial it up here or then dial it, no, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Let's see. If you want to check out, oh, I didn't read that one. Told you about Russian girl. Okay, tell me about it. What happened? Yes, about the phone. Yeah, I always want to give out my number, but sometimes they counter me by wanting you to take their numbers. What you mean? What should I do in most cases? Because I'll just leave and move on. Just take their number. What's wrong with that? Take their number. It's fine. It's okay. Take their number. Take their number. It's fine. It's okay. The diddler, protector or provider, pure protector type. Pure protector type. That's it. Like when you look at someone that's allowed the protector type like to corrupt them. Great example of that. Pure protector type. You know, some use it for good, like in the case of all these UFC fighters, and then some use it for bad, like in the case of John Jones and You know, the diddler. You know, how ironic. They both beat their girls, right? How shocking. Same thing with Chris Brown. How shocking. Which, by the way, if they beat their girl, probably a protector type. Probably. A pure protector type, I mean. Probably. It's funny how Diddy's a pure protector type, but the devil is a pure provider, yet they're similar. Essentially, right? Essentially. So the devil is a pure provider type because the devil isn't actually the one out here beating anyone's ass or doing the evil things. He's a bitch ass nigga that inspires others to do it. That's why he's a provider type. The purest of them all. You see me? He's not out here taking the risks. Look at the devil's moves. Go and read your Bible, go read your Quran. It's never straightforward. It's always angles and being clever, tactics, whispering in the ear of this person, whispering in the ear of that person. But he ain't actually doing anything. He's inspiring others to do what should be his dirty work. That's why he's a provider type. So the devil manipulates guys like Diddy like puppets. Exactly. Diddy is a puppet of the devil. Exactly. If you get a good prophet in front of Diddy, I bet you a good 300 demons come out of him. For sure. For sure. Right? So yeah, that's exactly how it works. Let's see. Vogue, Khabib, protector. Could calling and oh no, I didn't answer that one. Work ethic, yeah. C-Bomb is a protector. Yes, I did say that. He's undoubtedly the best at hiding the protector. Yes, but it's beginning to slip. You can see him. He's getting a few more tattoos than he should get. Listen, let me give you the truth to this. In most sports scenarios, in most competitive scenarios, it is impossible to be the best competitor without leaning into pure protector type tendencies. It's almost impossible. So he's the best bodybuilder, dude. While we're at it, Sam Sulek. Oh, y'all ain't see that one coming, huh? Just a sweet guy, Sam Sulek. I put Sam Sulek in the same category as I put all the other hidden protector types. You don't get that obsessively big and without becoming psychotic. Like, do you understand? Do you get it? Like, it's impossible to get that big without having some fucking psychopathic tendencies about you. That man is crazy. Behind that little hat he hides behind, he's crazy. And y'all haven't found out yet. But I'm telling you, he's crazy. Maybe he's not a pure protector type, but god damn it. God damn it. You know? Let's see. I guess I'm evil as shit. You might be, my friend. I know I am. Shit. I don't hide it. You can tell by his social interactions. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. You can see the mask slip from time to time. It's just these kids that watch him are too young to even know what that looks like. But I see it. I watch some of his videos. I'm like, it says mask slipped. Just a little bit there. Keep it back up, my boy. Keep it back up. Another indicator apart from risk-taking ability is how their women behave around them girly. Yes. Observe when, yeah, we talked about that too. Layla, C-Bomb, all those guys, yeah, they're protector types for sure. You can see it. The girls are just completely feminine. Or fear and revere them if it's in the extreme levels of protector types, right? Let's see. And the irony to think people make wholesome edits of him. I love observing stuff like this online. Exactly. Like listen, I think a bunch of them are in the fitness industry. A lot of those hidden protector types, a bunch of them are in the fitness industry. For real. What's his name? Brandon Carter. That guy is fucking dangerous. Brandon Carter is a dangerous man. And he's just out here smiling with his bald head and his six-pack. That man is dangerous. That guy is fucking dangerous. I could have told you, right, that, what's his name? Shit. Liver King. I could have told you he was on steroids. I could have told you that. Anyone with eyes could have told you that, really. Right? But look how he backtracks when he gets caught. You see how that works? Is he even hidden? He's more like a Trump, in my opinion. That's true. He's not that as hidden. You're right. He's not as hidden. Anyway, back to Liver King. The point I was trying to make with Liver King is that he is one of the few examples I can think of a provider type in the fitness industry. One of the very few examples I can think of in the fitness industry. There's not a lot of those. Most of them, protector types. Most of them. Well, at the highest levels anyway. Not like I would say the mid-tier ones, the lower tier ones, mostly provider types. But the top ones, the top athletes, yeah, they're crazy. They're fucking crazy people. Let's see. Mike, you gonna ask me about Mike Perry, the bare knuckle guy? Have you, Mike Perry, really? Of course, pure protector type. He's right up there. I think he's crazier than Sean Strickland. I think, me personally. It's funny how provider types who pretend to be protector types are actually devilish. Straight up devils, man. Like I personally think those are the worst human beings. Those guys, the provider types who pretend to be like protector types, those are the worst ones. They have the most capacity for evil. I'll tell you something that happened recently. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about how there's a guy that goes to the jiu-jitsu gym that we go to, right? That treats some of the newbies, like Drake, yeah. That treats some of the newbies like shit, right? That's his thing. He's actually like a brown belt, and he goes out of his way to mock these, like, you know, sometimes you have these like tech bros come in or finance bros. They want to try their hand at jiu-jitsu because someone told them it would be easy or whatever. And he was almost always the reason they never come back to the gym, because he belittles them, he bullies them, he doesn't take it easy on them in sparring type shit. And I'm talking with my friend about this, and he's like, yo, we got to do something about it, bro. And I'm joking, like, you do something about it. I ain't no fucking brown belt. You go do something about it. Because he's a brown belt. He's actually fucking good. But when we were done joking about it, it was like, okay, let me tell you why I'm okay with him doing that. Right? When you see the jock, right, using the jock and the nerd analogy here. When you see the jock treating the nerd like shit, you might think to yourself, man, that's wrong. That's bullying. Stop him. Don't do that. It's his insecurities coming out. Let me tell you something. I've learned in my life experience, when you see that shit happening, let it happen. That nerd deserves that shit. Listen, I know it sounds fucked up what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, they fucking deserve it. Because if you were to reverse the roles and you were to put that jock in the nerd's world, do you think that nerd will show him that same kind of mercy he expects? Do you think these finance bros, these tech bros, are not 12 times more ruthless when you step into their realm? They are. They're pieces of fucking shit. So when they dip their heads in the jock world and they get punished brutally like that, let it happen. Let it happen. That is their karma. Listen, I learned this as young as fucking like 7, 8 years old. I was a kid when I learned this lesson. I used to have these friends, 2 in particular. Fat dudes. Grew up with them. Not gonna say their names. But they had PlayStation 2s. And growing up in Nigeria, FIFA was the thing, right? That's what we played back at home in Nigeria. FIFA, soccer, PES, Pro Evolution Soccer, Winning 11, whatever. We're all about the soccer games on PlayStation, on Xbox, blah, blah. I didn't have my console at home. I had a PS1 that wasn't working all the time. But my shit was portable games. I wasn't always playing the ones you have to plug into the TV, like an actual game console. So I would have to go to their houses to play all the time. Here's one thing I learned about them. Whenever they played a game that wasn't soccer related, that I would play all the time and get good at, maybe it was like Street Fighter, like a fighting game, like Mortal Kombat. You know what they would do? They wouldn't give me a chance to learn the moves or memorize the moveset of my particular character I was playing. They never would. They would just throw me in there and be like, oh, let's just play. And then beat my ass like fucking 100 times in a row. I didn't realize what was happening at the time as a kid. But later, and not too far later, honestly, like a few years later, I realized what was going on. They felt the need to beat me at something. So they made a situation that was so much in my disadvantage that they would win all the time just to feel better about themselves. They didn't care about honor. They didn't care about the fact that they were beating essentially a weak player. They just wanted to beat me at something. That was my first glimpse into looking at just how dangerous it is to do any kind of business or play or anything with someone that genuinely sees you as a threat. A true dork, as we call them. So when you see those nerds get bullied by the jock, let it happen. They deserve it. I'm telling you they deserve it. Because if you go into their world, they won't show you mercy. They won't show you mercy. Keep that in mind. All right. Next question. I love you, bro. You answered that. People think pure protectors are dangerous. Pure providers with power don't even begin to compare. Honestly, I know before I said most tyrants and dictators are pure protector types, but now that I'm really thinking about it, that's who Hitler was. A lot of them are provider types that try to pretend to be protectors. A lot of them are overcompensating providers, for sure. A lot of them. Anytime you see that situation, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably who Diddy is too. It's not even, and by the way, this is why it's clicking in my head right now. The difference between a pure protector and a provider that's pretending to be a protector is how much they're still willing to take risk when they don't have the power to anymore. That's the difference. Chris Brown would have beat Rihanna's ass regardless. Do you understand? That's what makes him the pure protector he is. Whether he was famous or not, whether she provoked him, or he would have found a reason to beat her ass. You know how I know he would have? Because he beat the next bitch's ass, Karichi Tran. Go do your research. Chris Brown stay beating bitches up. He doesn't care. Power or not, risk of cancellation or not, he will take that risk, he will beat a bitch's ass. Now Diddy, on the other hand, when the pressure gets put on him, will take his 2 private jets, fly them in different directions, and then secretly drive all the way to Miami to go live out the rest of his life away from the feds. When the power is stripped from them, their ability to take any kind of risk, gone. Drake, another good example of that. That's the real difference. When they can still take the risk, when, they don't have the power anymore, that's a pure protector type. When they need the power to keep taking the risk, provider trying to pretend to be a protector, for sure. So now we have the overcompensating providers and hidden protectors. Hella cool, indeed. Hidden protectors, overcompensating providers, indeed. Well, they're really just providers with the willingness to protect, but they're overcompensating because they're trying to show more ability to protect than they actually have. You know what I mean? Let's see. I'm about to go soon, guys. I gotta bounce soon. I gotta get out of here soon, guys. Bro, hear me out. Jordan Peterson, he's exactly like this. Oh shit, you're right. Let me really think about that. Because he's a provider with the willingness to protect. But does he overcompensate sometimes? Yes, the fuck he does. Yeah, you're right. You're very correct about that, Ryu. You're very correct about that. Hey, what's going on, Barf? I'm kind of late. I love the Tate Brothers. I love the Tate Brothers too. Shout out to Tristan especially. I fuck with Tristan. How do I transition from a provider type to a protector type without fear of consequence? That's pretty much how you do it. You do it without the fear of consequence. You take the massive risk and then you choose to completely ignore the consequences or whatever they may be, or be completely okay with whatever consequences they may be. The true risk-taking ability is the ability to not give a fuck about whatever the consequence of taking the risk might be. So the moment you stop caring is the moment you start being a protector type. Late to the live. Oh yeah, I already answered that. The end justifies the means, bro. I deep down believe that, but how can you think that as a Christian? How can you not think that as a Christian? Jesus Christ died on the cross for our ultimate salvation. Didn't the ends justify the means? The means were gruesome. The means were horrible. He had to lose his earthly life. Descend down to hell afterwards too, because he was separated from the Father. But he went down there, beat the devil's ass, rose up 3 days later. The ends justified the means. Like the entire Bible is the ends justifying the means. Are you kidding me? You know, the children of Israel being slaves in Egypt, and then escaping with Moses, and then going around in the Sahara Desert for 40 years before they find, a final resting place, the promised land, so to speak. What are the examples? All those prophets doing ridiculous things with the power of God. Like, yeah. What about Simeon Panda? Who's that? Simeon Panda. Oh, I know him. The black guy. The fitness guy. Right? I don't know enough about him to know. Probably one of those hidden protector types. Ooh, you know who is though? What's the name of that one white dude that does the whole I'm on TikTok and I'm gonna tell you how to behave in the gym? Joey Swole. That guy's a piece of shit. Listen. In fact, let's go ahead and put him right over Keith Lee. Yep. It's Joey Swole. So that's the new rankings. Joey Swole, Keith Lee, John Jones. No. Joey Swole, Keith Lee, Alex Hormozi, Obama, John Jones, and if this guy ends up being one, oh, actually no, not him. I was gonna say Vivek Ramaswamy, but not even the same type. He's showing an ability to protect by his disagreeability, but we'll see. Whatever. I digress. The point is, yes, Joey Swole. Oh, C-Bum. Ooh, sorry. So, Joey Swole. Joey Swole, C-Bum. This is tricky. All right, Joey Swole, it doesn't feel right. I feel like it's Joey Swole, Keith Lee. Joey Swole, Keith Lee, C-Bum, Alex Hormozi. We'll figure out the rest. John Jones shouldn't even be top 10 now that I'm thinking about it, because we all know he's a piece of shit by now. So John Jones should be like number 20 or some shit. Forget John Jones for a second. He's not good at hiding the protector type, the protector type part. You know what I mean? So the book Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, a good book then. Decent book, actually. Read that and read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I like that combination of two books, yeah. Let's see. You gave him oh yeah, I read that one. Was debating people on whether they like Tate Brothers and most hate him. That makes sense. They're very controversial people. They're both protected types and shit, so, One more pure than the other, though. If we take 2013 Jones, he used to be hidden. Very hidden up until 2013. Up until 2014, I think, right? He was very well hidden, too. And he was more hidden then than C-Bum is now. For real. He was, but we know he's a piece of shit now. We know. Oh, let's see. Damson Idris. Ooh, that's a good one. He's up there too. He's not as high as C-Bum and Keith Lee and them, but he's up there too. One, he's Nigerian. All Nigerians have some degree of protective type. Two, he played the role of Franklin Say. You can't play that role and without being able to tap into a deep, fucked up part of yourself. And he played that role too fucking well, by the way. He's up there. He's definitely up there. And in that same note, Michael B. Jordan is one of those overcompensating provider types. For sure. Book recommendations with helping to become more of a protector type. How to say no without feeling guilty. Yes. Also read Relentless by Timothy S. Grover. And then also read Way of the Superior Man by David Data. Read those two as well. Yeah. Those are good books. Yeah. Those are very good books. I'm proud of myself for those recommendations. Let's see. It's Friday. Anyone going out tonight? I keep forgetting what day it is. It is Friday tonight. No, I'm not going out. Probably take a walk around the neighborhood, see how that goes. Mind blown. I've never considered the devil as a provider. Is he a purest provider? Purest provider type. He's a pussy. He's a bitch. Purest provider type. Satan, or Shaitan, as my Muslim friends would say, pure provider type. He's a pussy. He's literally never taking a risk ever. The only risk you ever see the devil take in all of the Bible is when that war starts, that proxy war between the angels. Which, by the way, a lot of people think is like, you know, the devil trying to fight to become God. He wanted to be like God, and it led to his downfall. But God sussed him out quickly and decided he was going to take him and all the angels he wanted to round up with him to become the new God people down to earth. Those angels, him and those angels, were fighting to keep their place in heaven. That's what the war was about. Influenced by Robert Cialdini, very good book, amazing book actually. That'll be on my next book recommendations video. But yeah, the fight between the angels in heaven was the devil wanted to keep his spot, him and those angels that would later become demons, right? They wanted to keep their spot in heaven. They were fighting to keep their spot in heaven. But Angel Michael and Gabriel and Raphael were like, fuck all that shit. Get fucked. And took him back down. That is the only risk you see the devil take ever. Ever. And he didn't even, he wasn't a successful risk taker. So yeah. Would you say Light Yagami is an overcompensating provider? Ooh. Yes, I would. The entire way he went about being Kira puts him firmly in the provider type lane. The power he had, protector type, the power he had to do what he did with the Death Note is what gave him the willingness to protect or to show that capacity for danger. But he never showed it overtly. He was always sneaky. He was always indirect. He was always... think about it. When the Death Note left him, what happened? Right back to being a bitch. There are 2 times he loses the Death Note in the entire series. One as part of his plan, which is, to be fair, and him forgetting he had the Death Note. But then 2 was at the end when they sussed him out, like, we know you're Kira. And then what happened? Immediately reverted right back to the little bitch that was trying to hang on to power. Oh, I'm gonna be the leader of the free world. And then ran away like a bitch while he bled to death. Can someone write all the book recommendations in the group chat? Yes, please. Please do. David Data, Way of the Superior Man. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Crucial Conversations. Talked about that earlier. Relentless, Timothy S. Grover. What other one did we just talk about? Funny idea. I think L and Nir are no different, but maybe just regular providers. Nah, L was a massive protector type, and I'm gonna tell you why. What kind of risk do you think he was taking when he already had a glimpse that Light was Kira, and he still wanted to keep a close eye on him and add him to the task force? That's a massive risk to take if you think someone's a killer that can kill you without even touching you. L died a G. He didn't know this shit was supernatural. That's why he died. That's essentially why he died. He died because he didn't know about the existence of the Death Note. If he knew the existence of the Death Note, he would have won. But he didn't know. But he took massive risks on the way there. He did everything in his power to poke and pry at L to try to see if he can get him to slip or get a confession out of him, something. He might be a hidden protector. That's actually shit. Add that to the list. Now we got a new segment, hidden protectors. That's a good one. I'll allow it. Hidden protectors. Yeah. He probably was one. Him and Nir for sure. And by the way, Nir, amazing protector type. Because Nir beat Light Yagami the exact same way Kendrick Lamar just beat Drake. By bringing the provider type out into the open. Dragging them from out of the shadows. Don't forget, the provider types, they love their shadows. They love their indirection, their hidden spaces. They love to stay in the dark so no one knows what they're doing. The protector type always wins. Why? Because they drag them out in the open. Come out here. Come do all that sneaky shit out here in front of me. Go ahead. Take the risk and do all that sneaky shit in front of me. Right here. Satan sounds like a woman. Kind of makes sense that femininity is associated with Satanism. We'll talk about that at a different time. There's a reason the devil loves to use women for his operations. Yeah, women are a very useful tool for him. But we'll talk about that later. Let's see. Mind blown. Already read that one. Yeah. His tactics. Yes, indeed. Brian Shaw. Who's Brian Shaw? Brian Shaw. Strong man, right? I don't know much about him, but if he's one of the best strongmen in the world, right? I would guess protector type. Maybe with a willingness to provide in there, obviously, but probably a pure one too. Dude, I've been saying that about jack people for ages. Yes. They're crazy, man. You can tell by his social interactions with Alex Hormozi, indeed. Bro, is it normal that I feel the power in me, aka protector, but then I feel limited? I just can't KO, beat people, beat them, make money, be rich as fuck. What are we talking about? Like physical power? Like you feel like you have power, but you're not throwing it correctly? That might be a technique issue. Go ask your coach to teach you how to throw power correctly. Innuendo and misdirection is the devil's and women's tool of choice. Exactly. And again, you're making me talk about something I don't want to talk about right now. But yes, there's a reason the devil literally, like the devil stole all his tactics from women. I'm not even kidding. Like the devil stole all his tactics from women. He has been so infatuated and mesmerized by and obsessed with women for the longest time. Think about it. The first time you see the devil speak to someone is who? A woman. Eve in the Garden of Eden, right? Nah, you don't have to shut up. It's fine, man. Dropping gems today anyway. Having a great live. I literally had to go like 15 minutes ago, but fuck it. I guess I'm here for a little longer now. Let's see. And the irony that people make wholesome edits of Sam Sulek. Yeah, exactly. What's an example of taking a risk? Of doing something that scares you? Anything. Let's see. Do you think pacifists are providers? Jesus, MLK, those guys. Not all pacifists are provider types. I think some pacifists are really protector types that are just trying not to, they're hiding their protector type abilities, but not all of them. Like, all those people you just mentioned there, Jesus himself, like, he was a gangster. Jesus was a G. MLK was a G, Both those people died because of what they said. If they didn't realize what they said was controversial, they wouldn't have said it if they were that fearful of their lives. You know what I mean? They were G's, man. They spoke truth to power. They were fucking G's, protector types. By the way, last live you said you dropped Dark Game in the group chat as an apology. Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad. I will though. I will. What's the protector provider equivalent for women? I already answered this question before. What do we call it, guys? What do we call it? The siren, I believe. The siren and the spouse, right? Sirens and spouse. So here's how it works. For men, the difference in men is, and what makes us, either more or less attractive to women, is our ability to protect, our capacity for danger, which is where you get the providers who have less of a capacity for that and the protectors who have more of a capacity for that. For women, the differentiating factor is sex appeal, right? So you have the sirens and you have the spouse. Sirens, the extreme example, the extreme version of that would be the women that are like super sexy, all about sex and drawing in men and very seductive. And then the spouse, who are more nurturers, who, you take home the mom, who will take care of the babies, but they're not the most sexually appealing type of women, What about sirens and sweethearts? Sirens and sweethearts isn't bad too. Or I was thinking just now too, sirens and sages, but then I thought sages might not be too feminine. So yeah, sirens and sweethearts is good too. We can do sirens and sweethearts. There's sirens and there's sweethearts. There's the women men want and respond to, and then the women that men feel like they have to get. Right? That's why, there's the whole joke about, the girlfriend or the wife looks this way, homely. And then the side bitch looks this way, ass sticking out, right? So yeah, that would be the equivalent for women. Are heavily tattooed women sirens? More often than not. More often than not. More often than not. Because why would a woman get tattoos? Why do people in general get heavy tattoos, like a lot of tattoos? It's a sign of an inability to handle stress or anxiety. So they use the tattoos, the ink, as a way to alleviate themselves of that stress, of that anxiety. And for women, the kind of woman that would need to get that out of their system like that are women that essentially always need to get rid of their anxiety by the means of physical action, aka women that probably fuck a lot. Keep that in mind. The trad wife thing blue pill guys love is hilarious. Exactly, which is I hate them. I hate trad wife. Like, ooh, I'm just this boring wife that just. Guy, you have to be sexy. Like, it's the most important part of a woman. I don't care what anyone says. The sexiness is more important than the nurturing. The nurturing is normal anyway. The nurturing is natural. You can make, it's. I always tell people it's easier to make a hoe a housewife than it is to make a housewife a hoe. Right? Sex appeal is very hard to teach. Nurturing, natural. It's funny how provider types. I already read that one. That's pathetic behavior, indeed. Bro, hear me out. I already read that one too. Hey man, I'm a computer programmer, help desk analyst. Get jacked, my friend. Go get punched in the face in the gym. You'll if at all there's any bitch in there, it'll come right out of you. I promise you. Guys with tattoos is an equivalent of a black guy, is it? A white guy with tattoos is an equivalent of a black guy. I mean, in terms of like capacity for danger, probably not. I mean, it's in the right direction, but do you think more people are scared of tatted up white dudes or black dudes? Let's really be honest. We all live in the same world now. We don't have to pretend and sing kumbaya. We know what's going on. Most people are far more terrified and not trusting of black guys than the white guy with a tattoo. You feel me? Some gangster here aren't really protectors when they give when the girl disagrees, they lose their cool. Yeah, that's very true. One of my friends did that as well when I was a kid. Bitch ass niggas, right? Just throw you the controller and don't even let you learn or practice, just so they can feel like they're better than you at something. Also, being able to show mercy is a protective trait. Yes. It's like Goku. Oh, you seem weak. Here's a senzu bean. Why do you think Goku does that? Why do you think he needs his opponent to be strong to fight them? Protective type energy. It's exactly what it is. He's not scared of a higher capacity of danger from his opponents. What can a South Asian dude do to become more scarier? I think you've seen me, Jay, so any recommendations? One arm sleeve is fine. Like not even a full arm sleeve, just up to your forearm. And especially for Asian dudes. All Asian dudes, not just South Asians or East Asians, all Asian dudes will benefit highly from getting tattoos. Because in your culture, that's not something that's normal. Right? So you instantly stick out. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Facts, man, can't be virtuous unless you hold power. I see the darkness within myself to abuse power. Don't want to be that way, but I see myself abusing power if I had it. I'm happy you can catch that about yourself, and now you have to dedicate yourself to being able to use and wield your power without allowing yourself to go too far. It really comes down to your discipline level. What gets you good at being able to use power without abusing it is making sure you're disciplined about it. For me, my leather jacket and black Air Forces have done 99% of the protector image. Oh, that's another thing you can do, by the way. Leather jackets are a shortcut to becoming like a protector, like exuding protector type image. Leather jackets are a very amazing shortcut. Just saying. Let's see. All right, I really do gotta go now, guys. I'm gonna answer one more question, and I gotta bounce. I know there's more, I know, but just hit me up on the next live, guys. I'll be here tomorrow. Let's see. Bro, I think in my religion it's not allowed. Okay, leather jackets, it is for you. Leather jacket, unique hairstyle, grow a beard. right? And grow and keep a beard, a nice one. That should be more than enough. Let's see. So now we have the overcompensating. Oh yeah, I read that one. Drop the dark game in the live afterwards. I probably gotta go eat something, but I will. I gotta break my fast. What is the proper path to make sure you won't be the guy to abuse power? Discipline, 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 discipline. Bingo. Diddy isn't a provider when he lost compliance. He just couldn't handle it. No. He is a provider. I've changed my mind on that. I thought it was like, now that I think about it, because once the power is taken away, he's still not willing to take any risk. You know? Oh, you said protector later. Okay, that makes sense. Good. Yeah, you got it. You're right on. Well done, Dimitri. Well done. You're gonna do amazing in the group chat. Bro, I think Diddy leans towards provider. He's always been the little guy in the background of Biggie's music videos. Yes, you're very correct. Very correct. They also overcompensate a lot, especially when females remove compliance, drive them nuts. Yes, very true. Then just got here. Like you can tell he wants to be like Biggie so bad, and imagine all those years of watching Biggie get all the money, fame, and women. Exactly. I mean, he was richer than Biggie even then, but he was always jealous of anyone that had more of a spotlight than him, for sure. The Diddler, provider confirmed. Indeed. I was debating people on whether they like the Tate brothers and most hate them. Controversial. I remember you called Muhammad Paba a pure protector. Who? For me, and Panda is a bodybuilder. I know Panda. I know him. I just don't know enough about him. I know he's a black guy, right? Black, fantastic V-shaper. That guy, right? Let's see. So don't forget C-Bombs. He's top 2. Yes. The Prophet Muhammad. Oh, the Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. That's what it means. My bad. Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. Protector type. Yes, I still maintain that. Protector type for sure. Let me see. If we take 2013, oh yeah, that's true. You read that. My internet cannot. Can you repeat the answer to the top 5 lessons from Spring Wars? Huh? Top 5 lessons from Spring Wars? Oh, Sperm Wars. Is that what you mean? Okay. Top 5 lessons from Sperm Wars. 1. Everything is controlled by evolutionary psychology. Every decision every human makes comes down some way, somehow to evolutionary psychology. 2. Women deceive men with more than just words. They use their body language. They use their decision making, etc. 3. A lot of the things that you've been taught to think is bad actually helps you biologically speaking. Like for instance, one part of the book talks about how rapists can be successful at reproduction. Don't say I didn't warn you. 4. What would be the 4th one? Oh yeah. You probably want to DNA test every single child you ever have with a woman. If she says it's your child, make sure you DNA test it. Don't trust her. 5. It's actually a miracle to get a girl pregnant. Like, it's quite the process. Read up on the book. What do you think would happen if all men in society were pro-protector types? Shit. Holy shit. First of all, we would be so much further ahead in terms of like unity, spirituality, and just honor, discipline, all that good stuff. The downside though is we might suffer technologically wise. Low key. We might suffer technologically wise because there would be no nerds. But then also jobs like mine would not exist anymore. There would be no need. Dating problems, dating coaches, all that shit, dating apps, gone. Out of there. Thin air, gone. And that's kind of an inside joke I have with my friends and my family. It's like, I do what I do so my job doesn't have to exist anymore in the future. Right? So yeah, that's pretty much how it will go down. Isn't that your goal, by the way? I want to say I really respect that, Pookie. Essentially. Yeah, essentially. Let's see. I never bought into John Jones. Nice guy act. Fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, I fell for it at first. I did, but I was younger, so it makes sense. Bro, honestly, John Jones' life story would make the perfect anime. Tall, slender, 6'4" black guy with charm and charisma, dresses very well, very successful in his profession, but he has a dark side. The best documentary would be him. I'm saying it right now. Also, my question was why you called Muhammad a pure protector. From everything I know about him, I'm not gonna claim I've read the Quran back front to back, because I don't even read Arabic that good. But from everything I know about him, dude was about his fucking business. But he was so about his business, he didn't care about the well-being of others that were outside of his crew, right? Like, he just wanted what he wanted as far as like how he believed religion should be, how he believed your interaction with Allah should be, and anyone else is an infidel and they can go fucking kill themselves or get assisted in their death, you know? So yeah, that's essentially why. Let's see. Influenced by Robert Cialdini, S tier book indeed. Let's see. Jamaica encourages protector type 2. And an issue I see though a lot of them pretend. Yes. So I said all Nigerians are protector types. I kind of lied when I said that. I would say a good portion of us, but definitely not up to half of us are real protector types. I would say there's more protector types in countries like Nigeria, like in Jamaica, like in Haiti especially, with a higher spread of protector types, a higher percentage of protector types than other countries. Like I would say in America it's like 20%. In Nigeria it's like 40%. In Jamaica probably 50%. In Haiti probably got like 60%, you know, protector types. But end of the day, there's still a lot of provider types in the world, and the majority of the world is provider types, you know. You mean anybody who isn't Muslim? Essentially, yeah. There's actually being can't get his life together. Exactly. He has vices that he can't say no to. He's a fucked up person in the head. All right, I gotta go, guys. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. Go get my course, Self-Belief. It's completely free. If you're done with Self-Belief, go get the Interview Light. It's very important. It'll teach you everything you need to know about how to incorporate a girl completely into your life from scratch, from the approach to consummating the affair. Okay? If you want to get in contact with me, link in the bio, all those good things. Link in the bio or the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, by the way. Link in the bio. My link tree has my free course, Self-Belief, my personal dating system, the Interview Light, and a way to reach me if you want to. Okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't get to all the messages today. I will be back tomorrow, and we can get this done. All the messages that you typed in there, type them again, or let me know, and we'll talk about all those amazing things. All right. I love you guys. Please, 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 please use all the information I give you. Use it, and see the power of game in your life. Okay? Use it. I might seem cool to you now, but I promise you I'll be a lot cooler when you see what I talk about actually work in your life. Okay? I appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And do with all this information what you must.